Unfortunately, I had to push my flight back to the States slightly, which does have the added benefit of allowing us to do maybe one and maybe two more Outerworlds streams before there will be another hiatus, and then I'll continue afterwards. Also, I believe I may have boosted the mic audio to a sufficient quality. I hope I have. It's double from the system volume, and it's getting a 10% boost through the video itself. As we know, we've just been finished up on Roseway. I'm probably going to do the rounds and talk to my companions, and then head back to the Groundbreaker to turn in some quests. Parvati needn't be talked to necessarily, I suppose, because, you know, that stuff's done. I guess I'll talk to some of the companions, and out on my own, I guess, give more my opinion on them. Slightly less weighty, and still quite weighty though. I wonder if it's keeping track of the weight of the stuff I'm wearing, like if I were to move this here. Ah, okay, I see what this is. This is the same for companions. I can't even take them off from companions. Like officers, these sorts venting noxious fumes. That's funny. Well, it seems to be that even though my companions seem to somewhat increase the cannon space. Oh. Was the profitable costing the wind and allowing for so we put down new roots. Adelaide. Oh, she gave me this. So this is in fact my cabin. And I suppose it will get less Spartan as the game progresses. That's nice. But yeah, it seems that there's no weight difference for them wearing it, which makes sense, I suppose. Locks the perk healing skills. Air freshener. Petunia the plant. This is not Petunia. I feel a little sorry for Vic and Max, the one who likes reading the most. This is the one. Of equity and equations. These textbooks have been printed for almost half a century. The margins are filled with scribbled notes, and many passages have been underlined. Pages have come loose, screws now yellowed and cracked along some. Scribbling on these journal pages are hardly legible to anyone except Vic, so Vic and Max and Williams.
Yes, you caught me ruminating again. Guilty as charged. What's occupying your thoughts?
Oh, okay. One seems to be fine. I'll talk to Ellie and Felix and Sweet because they seem to be important.
Something on your mind?
Good to see you, Bob.
You don't have anything. That's Jesus. Yes. I don't even know how you got down there, honestly.
Issuing sanitation ticket. Error.
Good work, Sam.
Thank you. Sam.
Yeah, the companions, apart from Vic and Max and Pavati, gotta say I'm not impressed with. Maybe Ellie will get better, seems like she might have something. Maybe Felix has something, he seems a little bit goobery, to be honest. And Sam is like... I mean, I don't mind a combat robot, but that feels more like a mod companion. I mean, even I can make a combat robot in New Vegas with FCS. It's a little meh. In fact, I don't really have to tinker at all. Everyone's wearing fairly good armor. I've never seen this helmet before, it's so crazy. I mean, I haven't played the game that much to make statements like I've never seen this helmet before, it's crazy, but seriously. Where's Pavati? He's the only person I actually wanted to talk to. It's not in my room. Her room. Alright. Going back to the... Fuck. Going back to the ground base. Oh wait, huh? Let's double check our quests. Going back on full book and Scylla. So I think we'll do Scylla next. It's got the Hephaestus mining post. This is a good this is actually a very good map for DLC, notably. These are two gas giants, not really have any sense at all.
The Groundbreaker has approved our request for docking, Captain. You're free to disembark.
Much nicer method of traveling than a certain other game with space travel. Mass Effect, Andromeda. Seriously, that was really unplayable when it had the, you know, you would zoom out and then you load for 15 minutes and then it would slowly eke all the way through the entire galaxy to the other fucking side. It was, oh god. On track to being a great employee. Well, I'll have to get a bit more faction reputation, Gee, I wonder who I will bring.
We had a conveyor pull in? One of them interstellar?
That's quite the impressive list of infractions.
I wonder what that fella did to get the board so riled at him.
Look at that picture. Wait a minute. I'll be chairman of Minister Park. He's chairman of Minister Park? I can't tell. It's a bit stretched out. Okay, that's not the bounty one clearly. Oh, this is a board one. It doesn't have good shit. It does have good shit. I'm weighing standard trooper. 22. That looks good. Heavy ammo, the vermin. That's not unique. I mean, it can't be, right? Looks good. Shotgun. Mark II pistol. So we're starting to edge towards the heavier stuff. Space's choice, that's gonna be shit.
Hey, bounty hunter. You're welcome here anytime.
Rizzo's lemon slap. Slap your whole family tonight.
I love slapping my family. Don't take that out of context, please.
CUP near maple syrup. It's near this complete breakfast.
What if you walked in?
Ooh, you're here. It'll do a lot for my credit in the promenade if people see you buying something.
Oh, fancy, huh? Sadly, nothing I want.
This is Halcyon News. We interrupt.
My comm center already got an update ping from the backup relay. I trust everything went smoothly.
Here's your data.
Thanks. That's odd. The only messages in the queue are encrypted ones. Looking at the transmission logs, the relay hasn't received a single unencrypted message in the past 36 months. Must be on account of some new security red tape. Well, whatever's the cause, the board and the Earth Minister will see it sorted. Thanks again for saving my derriere. I secured quite the payment authorization for you from Chief Junlei. Try not to spend it all in one place.
Thank you.
The ship's groaning something fierce, but I can make time for you.
Thank you. But no questions. A couple more things to be done on here though. Okay, Pavati wants to go to the Lost Hope, which is convenient, because, you know, I can't do the Scylla thing until that's done anyways. Connect, go to Fullbook. Pavati wants to talk to the bar. So, well, I'll need the key. Wait, no, that's just Little Bay. Oh, jeez.
Following that series? The Hunt for the Wimbrel? The pirate ship? I don't go in.
CNT pancake mix. Now requires no mixing. Seriously, don't mix.
You looking to shoot?
I'm looking to shoot. Oh! Oh, and it has a barrel upgrade too. Is that workbench? It's for the bag, isn't it? Shit. Now that makes it look like a fun gun. It can be physical. With that thing. No, why would I take the secret engine? It's not really necessary.
Rizzo's Purpleberry Bunch.
The board rep's office used to have
I'm starting to scrape early level gear weapons. The fuck is that? Plasma logic. Jeez. Stun Baton Ultra, damn.
So, how's this work? Do we get a table? Stand in a corner?
Do whatever you feel like, really.
Okay, so what are we drinking? You're the expert?
Who told you? I mean, yeah.
Oh, and don't worry on the price. I got this. Let's just do it proper.
I have like 15,000 bits. You really don't have to worry about the price. Well, if you want to get drunk, whiskey is efficient, but you're not much of a drinker, so wine.
Oh, wow. You remembered. Well, that's fruit and such, right? Okay, wine it is. Bottoms up.
Purpleberry wine's all right if you require a sweetness to your spirits. Seems like a drink that would suit you, Miss Holcomb. Just mind how much you imbibe.
Wow, this is really kind of nice, actually. Who'd have guessed old fruit could taste so good? Oh, Captain. I'm pining for Junlei something fierce. What am I doing?
Generally or specifically?
I mean, just with Junlei. I don't know what to do about us.
I My real reaction would be to shrug, but since that's not helpful, why has the message got you so unsettled?
Well, she talked about another girl,
yes,
right?
This was a little while
Isabel.
ago.
Mentioned her by name and everything, like she wanted me to know. Maybe I've been making a right fool of myself this whole time. Maybe she's not interested after all.
Well, what'd she actually write in the message? You haven't said.
It was real long and rambly. She was telling me a story about her dad, how a lady named Isabel did all sorts of things to try to win his favor. This Isabel lady never quite managed to get her dad's approval, but they carried on anyways. Made something good out of a bad situation. Then it all went down the tubes. Do you think Junlei still has feelings for her?
What's this really about?
I just got a lot of feelings, Captain, and they're all climbing up my throat. I need another drink. Right now. Before I lose my nerve.
Okay, same as before.
Something stronger, I'm thinking. I'm still all tense and weird inside.
Whiskey it is.
All right, whiskey. Woo! That smells like an unlawful union between paint thinner and propellant. Here we go.
If it's bad.
Oh! Oh, I'm gonna be sick. That's a crime is what that is. Oh, Captain, I want to talk to Junlei all the time. Even about silly things, but...
Well, that's love.
I'm so scared.
What about me now? About what?
Everything? I got a solar system's worth of terrifying questions swirling around my head. Does she think I'm as pretty as I think she's handsome? What if she doesn't like me? What if she does? What if she's still got feelings for that lady, Isabel? What if we get together and she gets bored of me?
That's a lot of questions. I don't fucking... Well, there's an easy way to get answers to all those questions.
There's nothing easy about spilling your guts to the person who's got your heart in their hands. You know I'm not interested in physical affection. That's... Well, it's tripped folks up in the past. Folks I thought cared about me for me. What if she's not okay with that? What if she is, but then later, she's not?
Well, that would be rejecting you for who you are.
Of course. Wouldn't you be?
If people don't like me, they can, you know, go fuck themselves.
I envy your boldness of spirit, Captain. I can only hope a little bit of it rubs off on me. But, gosh, I don't know that I got that in me. Sometimes I feel real mean inside, Captain. I think ungenerous thoughts.
Well, we all do.
I suppose so, but I want to be my best self for her. A good person, worth caring for. Well, Captain, this has been a whole lot. I got just... Wow. So much to think about.
So you gonna actually ask about?
Oh gosh, I don't know, Captain. Do you think I should?
What does the booze tell you?
Okay. Okay, I'm gonna do it. Right when we get back to the ship. I mean, probably. Eventually. Thanks for hearing me out and giving me counsel. And, well, for being a friend. It means a whole lot. You're good people, Captain.
Well, it's not like I could be elsewhere. Nor am I capable of neglecting a wayward lamb in need of guidance.
Huh. All right. Thank you, guys. You're real good friends, you know that? I wish there was a place we could all live quiet together.
There's a spaceship.
Come on, let's go.
Yeah, this is stuff like that is why I don't, you know, plan Supernova, because
This is Halcyon News. We interrupt your regular...
had a moment to look into that little opportunity I told you about on Roseway?
I did.
You don't hurry up. Someone will get to snooping around there before you do. What's that?
Well, about the secrets you're looking
What'd you
for.
turn up?
Found toothpaste for me, but then I kind of, you know, unfound it.
Well, that's just swell, sweetheart. Good for you.
I was trying to help a guy out. But still, I acquired some research on Raptidon Musk, if you're interested.
Pardon me, sweetheart. My old ears must have misheard you. Did you say Raptidon? Gracious, someone must have hauled them off Monarch. Naughty, naughty. A couple of folks around here might pay a fair few bits for this. Might even be able to start a bidding war.
Found schematics for a prototype weapon from Force in Amsterdam.
Peaches and cream, if that isn't the most handsome bit of lethal engineering I've seen all week. That will go for a tidy sum of bits.
I think that's it.
Are you positive? Honest to goodness?
I'm certain.
Can't say I wasn't hoping for more, but I suppose it can't be helped. Law bless you for doing the legwork, sweetie. Don't forget your pal Gladys now. You can come visit anytime.
Well, I'll buy that Stella Bay key now.
Fantastic. Do be careful with it, dear, as these keys tend to be a tad hard to acquire.
Did she give me food?
You should have a chat with Lilia Hagen in the sublight offices.
I guess I should.
She's a dear. You'll love her. Now, was there anything else?
That's about it. Wait.
What do you want, then?
Mention groundbreakers. What did the board recall the Stella Bay napkins?
Ask the common folk, and they'll tell you it's on account of all the monsters on Monarch desperate to gobble you up. Because that's what the board tells them, you see. I think they made some fool mistake that would make them look bad to the rest of the colony.
What makes you think that?
Those board folk are real prideful-like. But old Gladys knows the score. That's why we gotta keep them from getting their grubby mitts on Groundbreaker.
Still people down there?
Probably. Every once in a while, we get these snippets of radio chatter. Claims he's transmitting from Monarch, but who knows if that's true.
Right, thank you for your time.
Anytime, sweetheart. You know where to find me.
She did in fact throw some food in. Ooh, the cure. I hate the cure. Wine's fine, I guess. Wait, made with unhydrogenated benzene. Okay. Bunch in it. I can see why Saltuna is so popular, considering the other state food. Even looking at it,
gonna be able to set foot on a whole other planet? Well, I know Monarch's a moon. I think it counts anyhow.
Monarch is a wretched hive of terrorism and anarchy. We'd best top off our ammo stock before we leave.
Rizzo's Purple Berry Crush, Sugar Jelly Cakes, and Purple Berry flavored flower nuggies.
I guess I'll check out Scylla too before I hit Monarch.
Hey, that pad down there, with the lights off, there are people unloading shit.
Oh shit, I should talk to Lily Hagen. Wait, that's what I forgot. Might be a little fast for me. Ugh.
Miss Lilia takes good care of us, see? The authorities stay off our tails.
Make this conversation worth my time, Captain.
I got a nav key to Stellar Bay. Is that job still up for grabs?
Sure is. Welcome aboard, contractor. One of my guys in Stellar Bay has a lead on some high-grade salvage, but he went dark before he could spill the goods. We arranged a drop at the Saltuna warehouse's loading dock. Find whatever he left there and take it to Fallbrook.
What's Sublight doing in Fallbrook?
A few of my contractors run flights in there and out again, working around with a board embargo. We keep the community lubricated with a steady supply of booze and unconventional erotica.
So why do you need me then?
Catherine is tied up with other matters, and I don't want her bothered.
What kind of salvage?
When the board pulled out of Monarch, they buried or sealed anything they couldn't carry off-world. Apparently, one of Catherine's teams uncovered an abandoned lab with full tanks of Alta Vitae gas.
What is it?
It's exactly 1 million bits per cubic meter. Before you get too excited, the only thing rarer than Alta Vitae gas is a reliable buyer. Dangerous stuff. Acid for the nuclein in your cells.
Ah, yes, Alta Vitae. I knew someone who inhaled it by accident. I'd never seen anybody spontaneously combust before.
I see your friend here is the brains of the operation.
Take the job?
Now, get going. One last thing. When you're on the job, keep a pair of eyes in the back of your head. Understood?
Got it.
You'll do fine. Probably nothing to worry about.
I ain't worried if you aren't, Captain. Honest.
Let us take heed that we are not caught bending the law. I am not keen on another long-term penitentiary assignment.
I got you.
CNP burst pocket can be macrowaved in 2.5 seconds. Burst pocket.
Excuse me. So we've got 2 people wanting me to go to Fallbrook. 1 person on Scylla. 2 things on Scylla, 6 things on food. So both the cycles on Scylla both can penny quest and faction quest on Fallbrook, and so it's increase.
With caramel and deep green nuts in it. It's time for a KYO.
Have either of the assault cruisers ever put into Groundbreaker?
You kidding? The chief wouldn't let a couple hundred board troops in here.
I just figured there's so many people on them. They gotta get out and stretch their legs sometime.
Well, they can do that on the board's own dirt and breathe up the board's own air.
Welcome back. Do wipe the blood and space dust from your feet in the entry bay. Welcome back, Captain. Now that you have acquired a nav key...
Doesn't he have a life?
I don't believe so, Captain.
Thank you.
Transmission incoming.
Well done. You'll love Monarch. Exotic climate, violent native species, fascinating culture, really. You'll need to speak with Hiram Blythe. He's known as the information broker, and for good reason. If anyone knows where I can find those chemicals, it's Hiram. I need those chemicals to revive the Hope's colonists. They can help us fight back against the board. They can help us set things right. If we don't put a stop to the board, they're going to drive this colony toward a complete societal collapse. You'll see what I mean when you arrive on Monarch.
Sound like you've been there.
No, never. Monarch is a hotbed of political activity.
Where should I start? That sounds like fun.
I certainly wouldn't call it boring, especially. You'll want to hire the services of a skilled guide. I recommend a hunter by the name of Nyoka. Frequents the drinking establishments of Stellar Bay. Once you have everything you need, make your way to Hiram Blythe's compound.
Okay, I got some questions.
Come see me in my lab.
Damn
I'll
it.
answer. Best of luck. Everyone on the Hope is
I must
counting
be
on
leveling
you.
up after that. Shit. Move my control of accident. Don't really care for restricted items. Steal from humans while sneaking. Never assemble bits, no. Don't care for that either. Well, it's time to start specializing. Let's start with something that would make sense with me. These are all good. Let me just round this up a little bit because that is going to bother me. There. And next time I'm going to have to start making some actual choices because now I'm capped out at 50 of the skills I wanted.
Hey, Captain. I hope I wasn't too much bother at the bar. Though, that whiskey did give my head aching something fierce.
Glad to hear it.
I wouldn't mind having a drink again. Someday. I messaged Junlei when we got back and she replied super quick. Okay. I was awake half the night, thinking about what I sent, anxious to see what you said. I reread my message in the morning, and it was unclear. I was drinking when I sent it.
Not bad so far. Wait, were there any funny typos?
Oh, she called mashed potatoes smashed potatoes, but I think maybe that's just what they call them. I've ruined things in the past because I didn't say things I should have, like, I've met someone who's become special to me. I want to be honest with her, so if she feels the same about me, there won't be any surprises.
Right, go on.
Oh, isn't she sweet? Like one of those 2-bit romances where one soul's all stiff and formal and, I should be glad to perhaps take hold of your hand, miss. I ought to go write her back. I mean, I already did. Twice. But anyhow, thanks for taking me out, Captain.
No problem.
Status report. 13 jobs scheduled for area maintenance.
Suppose it's good to have a janitor.
Can't believe I got my own bunk.
Good to see you, boss.
There's still nothing. Okay. Well, we're gonna go to Scylla first, I think. Get that side quest done. Looks like a mini planet anyway. I mean, it's an asteroid. How big can it fucking be? Why? Why did I do that?
Destination reached. Scylla.
It's like a shithole. Perfect.
We'll be here, Captain. Or will we? Haha. Just a little joke for you.
This is real space, isn't it? Empty, silent. Never thought I'd see the like.
Oh, fuck.
I'd look up at night, but
Can't walk 5 meters without stubbing your toe in a loose rock here.
Stand down from I mean, it has to be inhabited to some degree. How else did I land up? I'm getting those for free, then I'm not so sure. Scavenge around a little bit. It looks like the place I want to be, but I guess it isn't. Oh great, behemoths.
here we go!
Shit.
Here's a little trick I learned in prison.
Trouble no more. God, these things are ugly.
Hey, outlaw. You know, you didn't have to shoot me down if you wanted an autograph.
Shut up now, and you might get out of this alive. Can we hurry this up? I want that ship gutted before the primals find us.
consider all this looting payment if it's yours. That is a sad ass ship.
Tremendous work, friend. Here I was readying a daring maneuver, and you've come and saved me the trouble.
Symptoms detected. Elevated heart rate, dilated pupils, increased sweat production. Subject appears to be terrified.
I'm not terrified, you bucket of bolts.
Captain Urian?
The one and only. Wait, who's asking? Wanda didn't send you, did she?
She did.
I swear, land on Groundbreaker even a moment tardy, and that... You tell her these automechs are coming, and sending a hired stooge to rescue me from certain peril only furthers my delay. No offense.
Well, I'll let her know the shipment's on the way in anyway.
Magnificent. And do please give Wanda my chilliest regards. You saved me the cost of ammunition.
Oh, you people can level up as well. Considering the stuff you have, that seems reasonable.
Thanks, pal.
Considering I'm not going to use other companions if I can help it, I really doubt that, you know. Oh shit, it's basically everything on this planet, so I guess we'll just go get the science pub and then we're done.
This is a monument to man's intelligence and strength.
It is.
Seems pointless, though. You gotta leave it on forever. And the pylons. Else the air just drifts off.
I mean, you probably have power to spare if you know, terraform. Hey, you can see life flourishing.
Watch out, Captain! May the law have mercy on you! I won't!
Untanned hide of a primal. Wet, covered in skin parasites, processed level acidity. Could be nice. It's not nice, but...
cozy little mining outpost. Deserted, but quaint.
Wouldn't the quiet get to you? Knowing there's nobody out there? No one at all?
Just ignore me.
Here we go!
Alright.
That looks like good whiskey. Triplicate mash, fermented all copper stills, aged and charred mostly, okay, in glacial age. That seems very nice, actually. It's probably one of the few things I've looked in, like, yeah, that looks good. Oh, shit. Mandibular rearranger. Well. I suppose that's the reason why science has the thinking abilities that these weapons seem to be fixed in level. Next action also. So let's read that. Tell me what we've done here. Lemony slap. Slap your whole family tonight. Parents, spank your children. Preliminary survey results. Complete initial survey. Are you launched? Thanks until 1. Start survey. Mineral vein. Team can extract. Limits. Get us a terraformer. Make us rich. Air permanent facility on Hephaestus is almost ready for habitation. Yeah, that one was. Day 127 status report. Replacement parts. Busy turning out 2 again. Jefferson, 1 load with seed stock and grasses triggering allergies. Board team. Unhappy. Oh, they're looking for seconds of hope. I think it would be over by now, wouldn't you? 268 status report. Day 268. Youngest full VP in company history. All the sites from the former dome have gone dry. Mechanicals bringing back samples from beyond the retention field. Team has surgery from circus time traveling show to stop the base. Big boost in morale. Sounds like fun. Denial of site relocation. Useless rock is denied. Trade over years to generate profit. If you haven't done it by now, it's not going to happen. Never is too busy hiding incompetence. Don't want to hear about your envy or absurd excuses either. Terraforming failure was bad enough. Let's show about primals running loose and damaging equipment is the limit. The utter limit. I guess they were just fucked. This whole place is just fucked to die. Supply company. yourself look like a player. Rearranger. I guess it was a good thing it came in first, because this isn't exactly a planet, and now I know for next time. I mean, I knew it wasn't, but you know what I mean, like, it's a little titchy. What does this thing do? Okay, it freezes people. That's 2 melee and 1 gun. I kind of was hoping for some kind of, you know, powerful science. Laser rifle or something. Ah, God, why? That's right. Run, you fool. Wait, was that melee? Oh my god, I forgot I had a weapon back. Like, legitimately completely forgot. Huh.
To where it hurts.
Here we go. Don't mess with us.
It's like, just put it out of his misery. 2 hours at the same time, bonus boost will send out damage era and has great taste in semi-automatics. Oh, that's good armor. I was not expecting that. Shit, do you need my help?
That's the last of them!
That's the end of them. Yeah, I didn't even fire a shot at that. Oh, god damn it, don't tell me. Fuck it. And I'll go polish off.
Please, would you kindly inform the crew that long chats with Ada are not required every time the captain leaves the ship?
Ouch.
We've arrived at the groundbreaker. What the hell? I was dragging for my analog stick. We'll be here, Captain. Or will...
Make this nice and quick.
Stampede Borsworth. It's not the worst unless it's Borsworth.
Hello?
Were I a gambling woman, I'd wager you're responsible for my mechanical safe return.
That would be correct.
I can't thank you enough.
You're keeping your uniform clean?
Thank you.
I believe I hear Felix and Parvati discussing the latest Aetherwave serial.
It's nice when the game informs you of what your companions are doing.
You watching the Aetherwaves last night? Halcyon Helen finally took down the chief of the Savages, with a guest appearance from none other than the masked marketeer.
Do you think maybe I could borrow that sometime?
Because I think the first game I played, which had like a good notification system of, hey, go talk to this person, was Mass Effect 2 with Yeoman Kelly, where she'd be like, hey, this companion wants to talk to you. It's like, hey, these two people are downstairs or whatever. Mass Effect 3 improved on that even more by having the ability to tell where all your companions were at any one time on the ship. Like that was even the case on like the Citadel, where it was like, hey, Garrus is hanging around the bar or wherever, and that was always useful because it meant that you would, you know where people are. You want to hear some like, random bits of dialogue or hear what they have to say or have a conversation with them you might have missed. Because that definitely happened in Mass Effect 1. The amount of times I played that game before even knowing there was companion quests is a little surprising. Hold on.
We have successfully arrived at Phineas's orbital lab, Captain, and we are still in one piece. Shall I congratulate myself, or would you like to do...
There's a big lab, I don't know how he, hides it.
What's on your mind?
Oh, seriously? What? Okay. I want to talk to him a little bit more, but... No, this is his stuff. Oh, I'll take the energy stuff. Nothing about the science weapons. The questions that come all the way over here for nothing. Huh? You're breaking. Let's go land on that warning platform. That sounds like a good idea. Could be both admired and feared by the same faction. It's not mutually exclusive.
Pick up any more strays while you were out? I suppose if the crew's quarters fill up, we could hang...
Go to that Cascadia. The warning.
We're in orbit over Cascadia, Captain.
Oof. I love gas giants. Look at that. You see those little spots, which will be tornadoes. And then the different coronas from all the gases.
I'll lock up behind you.
Yeah. Wow. Dangerous was no joke.
I don't think I like this place for a little bit.
Let's go. Living is overrated anyway.
Take the next way. get overhead. No. Uh-oh.
Here I go!
Little bastard. Well, that's good work.
That's the last of them!
That's how it's done. I had a little bit more of a plan. I was gonna have Parvati stand up and just burn the walls that came up there. Maybe that might have been too much for us to handle, but I think that would have been better. Let's see what this docking tunnel has to say. I guess I'll just toss this facility and then go land at the actual pad. Seems like one of those. I mean, hey, if you got here areas, you know. Oh shit! No wonder you've been doing poorly in combat. Lost me for about a couple seconds, presumably. That way. What the hell did I pick up from that?
Coming over to you.
temporary police helmet. There's a wildlife specialist. Higher than average volume of paid to avoid corpses. Stretching the growth, blah blah blah, of lowering purple-berry armor. Cascading bottling plants. Engineers worry raptidons may be encroaching. Walls are theoretically sound. Engineers worry that the relatively shallow, particularly clever raptidons could just dig beneath them or find their way through the chemical waste pipes. Well, like some people didn't listen. Hello. You. That thing. Oh shit!
Confession now.
The mantisaur carapace is formed by the fusion of proximal dorsal segments into a single unit. This one still has some fleshy bits stuck onto it. Great. Bandage wounds, that's what I wanted. Raptidons don't like these things. Journal entries, Blackwood Sea, blah blah blah, April 27, 2343. Like stinks, evacs, I know the potatoes are expensive, but shipping out isn't going to be easy. Don't get why we're taking them with us anyway. Posterity, town meeting notes, call the meeting to discuss preparation of the meeting to partner. Platitudes, job waits is Tower 2, platitudes, project is being scuffed, moved to Tower 1, transport. Hunters are saying, terror. How many shuttles? At least one. One isn't enough. That's probably value on their lives. Run out of time. We're fucked. Birds everywhere, talons everywhere. Raps got in. Must be a hole in the wall. Maybe they can dig. Fuck. They're all over the Pateros at first, then us. Audio. Upper management audio in the shuttle. Raps got into the pad. Someone panicked. They left us. They left us. Few firms stabilized and gonna last. Need to move. South across the bridge, cordon off half the town. Try and help corporate. Safety's good for now on that. Let's get a weapon skill up first. Let's round all this shit up first. And then where's the extra health on TTD? 50% health restored per kill, and then I want the TTD was restored per kill. Should be this one? No. There's one of these ones. Or was it the next one? Oh, I am getting health in TTD per kill. That would explain why I think it's been much easier lately. Movement speed. Extra headshot. Damage. No. No. I do not need help spying and selling. That's not. No. Okay, yeah, consumable weight going down would be wonderful. That's much better.
I guess this is what Edgewater is gonna look like in a couple of years.
Never had much of a sweet tooth myself. Indulgences like Rizzo's were frowned upon in my household.
I don't think that was the right buy, honestly. Oh well. Nope.
Now this is a wild wasteland. Danger and adventure surely await us.
There's an awful lot of rustling and growling out there, Captain.
Yeah, let's go to celebrate. This is for unique weapons, so let's transfer. You know what, I should probably give Ellie and Felix some stuff too. Actually, considering Vicar Max's weapon, I think it actually makes more sense for you to take the pistol. Ellie gets the super revolver. that's mine.
We are now in orbit above Stellar Bay, Captain. No blockade is a match for my piloting skills.
Oh. It's not much better, honestly. But it'll do.
Hey, hold on there. I gotta sign you in. Don't think I've seen you around. That means you must be new to Stellar Bay. You are new here, right?
Seems surprised.
You must have seen those UDL gunships on your way in. There's only 3 of them these days. Still, they tend to scare folk off.
What are they doing there?
You may not have heard, you being new, but Stellar Bay hardly ever gets off-road traffic. Which means I never get to do this part, but I've been practicing, so here goes. On behalf of Monarch Stellar Industries, welcome to Stellar Bay, home of the freshest sal tuna in Halcyon. Please state your name for the records.
I will. I'm Captain Danny.
Swell. There's one for the logs. I'm even gonna give you your own entry code. I'm not supposed to do that. It's against procedure, but Mr. Sanjar isn't so strict about the rules here. Besides, I got a lot of empty entries to fill.
Isn't that isolated?
We don't get ship traffic in town. Only off-worlders who do make it out here are sublet. And thank the stars for them, or we would have run out of Rizzo's Purple Berry Crunch years ago.
You know what I expected to find on Monarch?
Oh, that'll just make Mr. Sanjar's day if you tell him. The board makes up lots of nasty stories about raptidons and cannibals and whatnot. But that's all outside our walls. Mostly.
Saying the board's been lying?
Oh, sure. They make Stellar Bay sound like a rotten place, but it's not so bad.
Ah, the nostalgic stench of home.
Anyway, Mr. Sanjar's got lots to say on that subject. Kinda goes over my head, though.
I can have a look around town.
Mr. Sanjar will be mighty pleased to meet you. If you see him over at headquarters, maybe you could tell him I did a bang-up job of welcoming you? Oh,
sure.
And if you're headed that way, maybe you could do me a favor?
Yeah. What is it?
I got this Rizzo's Rangers tossball poster coming in on the next sublight shipment, signed by the Black Hole himself. Only I haven't heard anything in a while. You think you could check with Celia to see if it's come in?
Sure. I can ask why he posted.
Thanks a bunch. Celia works for Mr. Sanjar in the MSI building next to the bar. She's always there, so you can't miss her.
How you doing?
Watch your step if you venture outside the walls.
Oh, your armor's better than everyone else's. Like, even the white armor looks better.
Got any news from the rest of Halcyon?
Can't say. I do?
We don't get many outsiders.
Fresh blood at last. Stellar Bay could use some. We're not the best equipped, but scouting for rafts keeps us on our toes.
Laws. Can a man enjoy the smooth menthol flavor of a Stogie Slim in peace?
Got a lot of Vaso man doing absolutely nothing.
What I am doing, sir, is enjoying the moment.
What are you talking about?
This Law's forgotten town. Cut off from the rest of the colony. Removed from any culture. I recall when Stellar Bay was a proper board-affiliated town with regular shipments of Auntie Cleo's best and all the cereals.
But now you're free from the board.
Yes, free to wallow in squalor together. Free to squabble with the iconoclasts over a raptidon-infested hellhole. Look, you're making me melancholy.
I'll leave you be.
What are the chances of all the times and places we could have been born?
Yeah.
We're here, light years from Earth, going about our lives.
Every time the punch clock deals, the worker earns his meals.
What are you talking about?
Sorry, I thought you were quoting It's a Wonderful Directory.
Well, well. Isn't often we see new folk in Stellar Bay. First drink's on me, stranger.
Thanks.
Enjoy. If you plan on sitting through Nyoka's stories, you might could use a few.
I could use a few and telling them myself.
Now what can I do for you?
How well do you know?
Anyone who spends any amount of time in this bar is bound to get to know Nyoka. And I don't mean that unkindly. Anyone who's rid us of as many beasts as you have is entitled to a few drinks. Something else I can do for you?
Is this place not used to seeing faces?
Not since Amber Heights. These days we have more leaving than coming.
What happened at Amber Heights?
Bunch of marauders broke into the executive compound, slaughtered everyone. I thought everyone knew. But then that was 10 years ago.
Why is it called the Yacht Club?
Thought it had a fancy ring to it. Name's the first advertising anyone sees, after all.
Fair enough. Any yachts in Stellar Bay?
Nope. But a man can dream.
Let me see what you have. Wow, you really let me sell them to you for quite a bit. They're probably something valuable and stuff I'm used to. I like keeping all my mods generally. Oh, I'm out of fun times.
And the little bastard's slippery, right? On account of its blood. It's getting so I can't tell the blood from the mud.
Excuse me?
Don't interrupt, it's rude.
Yeah.
But I gotta get in there. Get right in that baby rap's stomach and dig it out. Shit, I don't know what I'd do. Might be I'd hunt every damn rapt out there. Right. What are you staring?
Pleasure to meet you.
Ooh, charmer. Don't get a lot of that around here. Folks mostly grump at me about how I should join the MSI payroll. Nice change of pace. Buy me a drink, will you?
Sure.
Outstanding! What are you doing in Stellar Bay, stranger?
Told me you could help. Someone told me you could help me find an information book.
Well. Let's get down to brass nuts then, shall we?
Yeah.
Brett, I'm headed back out there after I sober up. You want a guide sooner than that? You have to get me something to clear my head.
Sure.
Outstanding! Our dispensary here maintains a stock of, well, I don't rightly know what they are. I'm cut off for the month, on account of needing one just about every damn day. But I'm sure you've got your wily ways. Fetch me one and we'll be all set.
Oh, caffeinoid. That's stimulant.
Well, they work. We got a
Oh, I
deal
have
or
some of
what?
those. I mean, unless some. Alright. Hey.
We're not the best equipped, but scouting for rats keeps us on our toes.
This is the headquarters.
Could I get another advance, Mr. Nandi?
Just make sure it's properly logged.
I'll note it next to the others, sir.
Fresh blood at last. Stellar Bay could use some.
You don't look like sunlight.
If you leave town, watch out for iconoclasts.
Productivity has continued to improve since relaxing MSI's old restrictions and making allowances for employee benefits such as time for illness, personal leave. 24.9% reduction in shift length, 52.3% more positive feedback. Fishery output is up 15.2% year, showing continued baseline growth trend. Decreased gains compared to previous years is likely due to deterioration of materials and morale. Shortfalls, gradual loss of personality orders, hostile wildlife, iconoclast reconciliation with the board remains a long-term goal. Immediate concern is defending the city from hostile elements. Paying damage to the city walls consumes approximately 32% of our annual budget. Best solution being influx of skilled defenders, weaponry, Oh, you have your own vending machine. Let's see that one. It's level 14. I think that's slightly under level what we can expect. Yep. Not too bad. Hello.
Greetings, and welcome to Monarch Stellar Industries. What can I do for you today?
What was the exchange about? You having money trouble?
Or is he not paying you on account of how he tried to fix the thing his own self and busted it even worse, and then said you wasn't fixing it fast enough, so... Not that I got any prior experience with such.
Not at all. Mr. Nandi treats us all right and pays us well. I just spent most of my paycheck on Raptidon acid.
Why?
Laws, no.
Why are you buying so much from Sebastian?
So I can talk to him, of course. He does.
I reckon she's got a little bit of a squish on this fella.
He's sort of the strong, silent type. Unfortunately, my apartment's kind of filling up with his stuff.
Maybe I can talk to him for you.
Would you? I'd appreciate that so much. Maybe don't tell him I wanted you to ask. Just that you met this really nice lady named Celia.
I got it.
Oh, Mr. Nandi's doing that thing where he breathes through his nose real slowly.
Have you seen him?
He doesn't talk much, but he's got this quiet intensity, you know. Plus, he's got great legs. It's hard to find a man who doesn't skimp on lower body exercises.
Wow. You know. Wanna be someone you can't talk to?
You think that's what I'm looking for?
Okay. There's other fish in the sea, you know.
Not in Stellar Bay. Besides, a man with a good smile and a proportionate upper to lower body ratio isn't something to pass up.
Man, where's this town been all my life?
Sorry, sometimes I get carried
I'm not taking
away.
another good smell. Oh, also.
Have you talked to...
Grim wanted me to check you the task
You know,
thing.
sending you is the first bright idea I've seen from that man, because I told him to stop bothering me about it a week ago. I still don't know anything about it. But if you want to help him, Velma's the one to ask.
Got it.
But I'll warn you, Grim wore her patience thin a long time ago.
Well, new business turns up at last. Celia, didn't I tell you our new statistics-based advertising model would be a hit?
That you did, sir.
How can yield improvements of 26.7% not quicken the pulse? How can 32% cost savings not moisten the loins?
You've often posed these very questions.
Clear my schedule. This newcomer has a meeting with me.
Oh, that's generous of you.
Celia, will you make a note of that for my self-review? Very generous.
Noted.
But not so generous I can't drive a good bargain. Now, who sent you? Rizzo's, perhaps?
Looking for the information broker.
Hiram? Why, he's probably still out at Devil's Peak. Not that he's had the courtesy to notify me, at any rate. But if you're here for him, I suppose that means you aren't here for Saltuna.
Hey, it could always be both. If I have to eat one more weird science project past us food in the sprat fucked island, I'll save that for a different cat.
Now, there's no need to humor me. I'm used to this particular letdown.
Seems like you're having a rough time, Mr. Sanjar.
Oh, don't worry on my account. This is merely the latest in a long line of professional, erotic, and athletic
I
disappointments.
sympathize with one of those things.
I had hoped that livening up our advertisements with enticing figures would draw the other corporations back to our bosom.
What are you trying to accomplish?
Thanks to the so-called hazard clause, Monarch has been cut off from the board's resources and protection. Now, we've kept ourselves in business by trading with individual corporations, but given the off-the-books nature,
It's either scrounging and scraping by.
yes, freedom is a tempting ideal, but a rather costly paramour.
Exactly. Intellectualism fuels the train to mankind's future, but the tracks the train runs on are forged from practicality.
Mr. Vicar, I don't want to be rude, but I don't think that means anything.
Yes, it's as though the good vicar has plucked the very words from my brain.
Make a good point.
Indeed. Mr. Nandi here has a rather ingenious plan to get MSI restored to the...
On our terms.
But will that help the people here, Mr. Sanjar?
That's precisely what I'm trying to do.
And if our advertising scheme hasn't borne fruit, then perhaps it's time we took matters into our own hands.
Yeah, you know what's going on.
It's true, our Celia is an alarmingly competent middle manager. At any other company, she'd be wasted in data entry. The plan she refers to is a two-pronged approach.
Okay, how do we defend here?
With a Bolt 52 cartridge, of course. If you can get us what we need to rejoin the board, starting the Bolt 52, we'll be...
And you'll have a powerful ally on the board.
What is a Bolt 52?
Why, one of the strongest defenses in Halcyon.
Where do I find one?
In the old arms building southwest of town.
Okay, I guess I'll go find it.
So taciturn, so dour. Oh, and while you're at it, there should be a terminal in the arms building with some dangerous information.
Got it. Need to ask
What can I do for you?
I make Grim the landing pad god.
I see. And was his delivery of the MSI authorized greeting up to snuff?
He did a bang-up job.
Well, that's excellent. I'll see that your feedback makes it into his review. What else can I do for you?
I've got some questions about MSI in the good old days.
Then it's good that I keep such meticulous notes.
How'd you get kicked off in the first place?
I've asked myself the same thing many times.
So you initiated your own removal?
Not intentionally, though that's technically true. For many years, this planet was home to as many corporations as Terra 2.
What happened to the others?
As you may have noticed, this planet has more than its share of hazards. And as the other corporations began to tally their losses, they decided to pull out.
Not MSI, right?
Our leadership at the time certainly wanted to.
And how did that work out?
Most regard Monarch as a lost cause. But there were others of us who saw an opportunity. The chance to improve working hours and conditions, to reform MSI from the ground up.
How forward thinking.
It's humane, but it's also good business sense. Exhausted, sick, and malnourished workers are not productive workers. Even a cursory review of the data bears that out.
I hope you'd treat them nice, whether it was good business or not, Mr.
Yeah,
Saljar.
that's
That's what being a community means. Treating people right, because it's the right thing to do.
Ms. Holcomb is our endlessly optimistic crew hand. It's good for the captain's morale.
A noble thought, Miss Holcomb. Unfortunately. Anyway, we learned of a loophole in the corporate bylaws that would allow MSI to claim ownership of the entire planet once the other corporations pulled out, creating the perfect environment for us to enact these new reforms.
And the leadership didn't embrace them.
No, they laughed in our faces and insisted we'd be relocating to...
Yet, here you are.
Yes, some of us stayed behind, and as the most senior executive remaining, I ended up in charge. I moved forward with our planned reforms, as well as our strategy to assume ownership of the planet. Yet not long after I renamed it Monarch, the other corporations dislodged us from the board and began an official campaign to paint us as lawless savages.
That's slow, even for them.
I don't think I realized how far they'd stoop. Everything we did was legal and above board. We followed their rules, and yet they still found reasons to declare us outlaws. I do think there's something useful in a governing body like the board. Something that keeps us from anarchy, but I dearly wish it functioned differently.
Why would you even want back on?
Why wouldn't anyone? They own nearly all the resources and infrastructure in Halcyon.
Without the board, chaos would overtake the system. Working within the established order isn't a principle to snub one's nose at, Captain.
To be on the board is to be part of the colonial community.
Can't fault you for your best.
Indeed. We've got to consider realities. If membership on the board can ease our hardships and provide us with opportunities, then that's the path I mean to pursue. Besides, I'm hopeful that additional leverage on our part will allow us a more equitable relationship.
Leverage, huh?
Don't get ahead of yourself.
Yes. It'll be easier to explain once we have the Bolt 52. My hope is to maintain the reforms we've managed here, and...
What's the hazard clause?
It's a legal provision that gives the board the authority to cordon off any planet or location that it deems dangerous.
A necessary evil.
That's exactly how the board describes it.
And they invoked it on Monarch.
Yes, making all of MSI criminals in the board's eyes. What can I do?
Wait. It's MSI interactive, I suppose. So, use this opportunity of, moving around. Good opportunity to explore the town.
Velma seem out of sorts to you?
She's always cranky.
No, I mean more than usual.
Everything's on the side here. Hello. Hello. No, wasn't that, was it? Fuck. Hello.
How do you do?
Oh, you're her mother.
Yes. Yes, I am.
You didn't say it was a good thing, no. It's good to see.
How are you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. I landed on Monarch.
How do you like it so far?
It's interesting and good, and I like the skybox.
Look, you can tell Catherine the new shipment will be ready when it's ready, all right?
Take it easy, I'm just looking around.
Well, if you're that friendly about it, then you definitely aren't one of Catherine's sublight toughs. Hope you can forgive my temper. First, my autoloader foreman stages a walkout, and now my chief pescatological health manager is missing.
Chief what?
Braxton.
Oh,
He's
fish
in
fat.
charge of getting the fish fat, but also making sure they don't get too many tumors. He's a real wizard with pharmaceuticals, but he has creative notions of working hours.
Don't you have rules against that sort of thing?
We're not keen on rules for rules' sake around here. Means Braxton skips work sometimes, but it also means no company boss is telling me when I can take a shit.
Yeah, fair enough.
Since you don't seem to be constrained yourself, maybe you could check up on him.
Sure.
Tell him Velma said to get his lazy ass down here, or she might start noticing those extra drugs he's been... Something else on your mind?
Hear about Gwen's post?
This again? I swear, this is the last time I contract for any special requests. You can tell Grim his poster came in. You can also tell him I got a better offer for it. So now let's go. That about cover it?
Wow. Isn't this such a good person?
But he paid for it.
No.
Yeah,
I paid
but
sublight
she doesn't
for it.
care.
So it's mine. And when Nell
No, but
pays
he gave
me
you
for
the
it,
money to pay.
it'll be hers. Grim may have asked for the poster, but it's not his until
Oh.
I take his money.
But he's the one who asked for it. Surely we can work something.
Sure can.
No.
If you want to pay me more than Nell's
I
offering.
can easily pay you more than that, but I'm not going to. I mean, I'm helping you find Braxton, so, you know.
Sure. And once you finish helping me, then we can talk about the poster.
Okay. A trade's a trade. Just like in the good old days. Who's Nell?
She runs the betting parlor across the way.
Nell was
She asked me about the poster once. Just once.
It's about money.
Damn right it is. Fine.
Said Braxton's be stealing drugs?
Stealing's such a nasty word. And yeah, let's just say I've noticed the stereobiotics we use for the fish would get used a little faster on Braxton's shifts.
Well, it's awfully nice not to say.
We're not like those corporate towns where you get fined for sleeping on the wrong side of the bed. Besides,
Look,
the Spacer's Choice stuff we use is cheap enough.
Such a strong
And Braxton knows how to get the
an
Saltuna
accurate
fat
word.
and mostly tumor-free.
It's about your foreman doing a walkout?
Caleb Herrick runs the autoloader operators. He thinks I don't pay them enough for flipping switches and turning dials.
So the job's easy, but you're not doing it? Something
Yeah,
smells here.
it's easy.
I mean,
and-
everything smells in
but
here,
him
but
walking out
something's
ruined
fishy.
everything. That's how easy it is. Anyone
wait.
could do it.
Why don't
but I
you
need
just
him.
do all
He and
of
his
it?
whole crew
Why don't
walked
you
out.
do it then?
Say
if
they
you're
won't come
so-
back
so
unless I pay
fucking
them
easy?
more.
Yeah, you should pay them more then.
Because we've got a budget,
But
all
Jean,
right?
she does a very important job of like being a corrupt asshole.
Okay, I can
don't
talk to
know.
Caleb.
You mind slapping him around a little while you're at it?
I'm not gonna do that.
I'm joking. Mostly. If you can find a way to get him back to work, I'll make it worth your while.
Wait, so she has money to pay you to strike
Who's
break,
Catherine?
but not money to just
Sublight
pay
boss
the
out of
people
Fallbrook.
striking.
Handles most goods that come in or out of Stellar Bay. Has a mouth like a Ground Six spacer.
Well, I'll tell you what, I like Monarch so far. The planet. Lots of good quests.
Hold on, wait, I'll be right back.
Wouldn't mind smelling like Saltuna if we could sell more of it.
Ooh, you're the new face. Wow, you must be up on all the latest tossball games. So who do you follow? Wait, don't tell me. You look like a Hammersmith Thunder fan. No, Glacial H Mammoths.
They're all pretty great.
Aren't they just? When I get to worrying about the marauders outside, the raptidons chewing at the walls, I just turn my transceiver up to drown it all out. Most of the time it's static on account of the frequency being clogged up, but sometimes it's tossball. So, what can...
So you outbid Grim for a signed tossball poster?
Why, did you want to see it? I don't have it yet. I'm waiting on a few customers to pay up before I can give Velma the bits.
Trade you for it?
I don't know. This isn't just some poster. It's a genuine tossball artifact. The black hole doesn't even sign things anymore. He just puts a stamp on them.
Like a practical.
Of course, the only reason I asked Velma about it in the first place was because those sublight fellas lost my shipment of official tossball jerseys. I was gonna line the walls with them. They're the new ones, now with authentic...
Wait, game timer moment. It's a sweat.
Of course not. No, authentic means close enough to be the real thing, but not actually the real thing. Anyway, I guess they tried to take a shortcut around Amber Heights and ran into some trouble. Can't blame them for trying. Those iconoclasts never shut up. But they lost a bunch of cargo, including my jerseys. If you could get those for me, I might let Grim...
Alright, that's what I can do.
Thanks. Don't put yourself in danger on my account, though. What can I do for you?
So you're saying in trouble with the transceivers, right?
Graham's always filling the airwaves with this propaganda. All it means is the tossball games get to us in fragments.
Oh, yeah, that's a lot of quests filling up there. Okay. Let's go to Braxton's Pond.
Help! Someone's been killed!
Shit.
I think I'm gonna be sick.
You alright?
No! I just stepped in a dead man's blood. If you're going into the apartments, do not go into the lower one on the right. Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to go contemplate a hot shower.
Contemplate a hot shower. What is that?
Watch your step if you venture outside the walls.
Oh! Oh, sorry. Just spooked me, was all.
What a gruesome way to die.
Blood fade that way, so maybe hits slice that way, or betting slip, mostly colonists, bold wages. Magnum. Is that like a physical thing? Is that the only clue here? So I guess not much of an investigation, is it? Shit, there's a lot to do here.
Whatever you do, don't mention tossball to Isaac. You'll never hear the end of it.
You know, I haven't seen him in a while.
You startled me. Don't sneak up on a person like that.
Looking for Braxton. Have you seen him?
Braxton. I've never even heard of a Braxton.
No one's in trouble. I just need to chat with them. Wait. Twitchy. Paranoid, twitchy, blood pupils. You've been taking drugs.
No! Okay, maybe. Just a little. Braxton always has a good stash, and I just like to let loose a little. Stop thinking about the...
So you do know him.
Oh, damn. He told me he was delivering to this house in the ruins south of town. Whole family had fallen sick, and he had some meds on him. So maybe look for him there.
Alright, that's all I needed.
Poor fella. Hope he's okay.
Yeah.
We should hurry, Captain.
I will not hurry on the basis that I think, you know, it's not a timed quest. I hope it's not a timed quest. That would really suck for Braxton if it was. I It would also reflect my inability to get move on. Because I'm an asshole. Hello.
Well, well. The only new folk I ever see in town are sublight runners from Fallbrook. What can I get you? All sales are final.
Zhang's Emporium. Grenade launcher 2. Revolvers Mark 2. Yeah, they seem to be more modifiable when they're in Mark 2 as well. Super revolver. That's what it is. I guess to complement the grenade launcher. Oh, baseball. Cats. Ah, that's good. It's not the stuff we have, but it's cool.
Wrapped musk and canid eyes, right here.
Hey, it's you.
Hello, stranger. Can I interest you in Raptidon tongue? You look like a man who's looking for some mostly fresh animal parts.
I don't want any of that.
I don't know. Celia usually buys whatever I have, and Mr. Pickett seemed real interested. So I thought maybe I was onto something.
Mr. Pickett? Franklin Pickett from Edgewater?
That's him. He'd been here years.
You know what he's talking about?
Sure. Mr. Pickett used to run the community center outside Edgewater.
Oh,
he had this grand
that place.
idea to make it a museum for halcyon life. As my dad told it, Mr. Pickett was always going on about getting a manta queen for the last display.
He came to Stellar Bay years ago, just before the board cut us off. Ended up stuck here.
You seen him at school?
Sure. They're real big. Hard to miss them.
No, where have you seen him?
Well, I could send you to the same place I sent Mr. Pickett. But I haven't seen him in a few weeks. To tell true, I'm starting to get a bit worried about him.
Captain, can we look for him? I'd feel awful if some...
Tell you what,
Of course.
I'll tell you where I sent Mr. Pickett if you promise to look for him. Help him out if he's got himself in trouble. Fair deal?
Of course.
All right then. Leave town through the southern gate, the one right here, and head past the abandoned ruins. Last Mana Queen I saw was in the wilds out that-a-ways.
Oh, we need to talk about Celia.
Huh. I haven't seen her in a few days, but I've been meaning to ask her how that Raptidon acid is working out. I hope it's working okay, because no one else really seems interested in this stuff.
Consider going on the date with her?
Wait, I see what's going on. She put you up to this so she could get a discount, hmm?
Oh, no,
Yes.
that's not it at all. She's smitten with you. You smited her. Smote?
Smote.
Smoot?
Wait, is this one?
Don't get me wrong. I'd like to give her a discount. She's a real fine lady. Always talks nice and slow, so I understand. But if I give her one, I won't hardly make a bit, on account of no one else having any use for Raptidon tongues.
Well, you could have to take my word for it. If he spends the time with her, I promise you won't ask for a discount.
You sound pretty sure. And she is awful nice.
Give her a chance. Give yourself a chance. Take her someplace nice.
Okay, I'll do it. Once her shift ends, we'll go someplace nice. Maybe to Chef Raymond's.
That's the spirit, Sebastian. Be yourself. Between you and me, Captain, I'm not sure Miss Celia knows him too well, but we can hope, right? I want them to be happy.
You gotta try. I mean, you know.
You look like a man.
Yeah, let's see what you have. Oh, wow. This is, I think this is junk. Oh yeah, this is junk. Raptidon means a little bit less junk, and you know what? I kind of feel bad for you, so I'm gonna buy it. There you go, I helped you out. Yeah, 200 bits. That's a nice help. And we kind of looped back around. That was neat. Bingo, T. There's 3, no 4 of them. The rat was this big, took it down with one shot. By
Talk to Caleb. He speaks for all of us.
Caleb's doing the talking.
Alright.
New face, huh? You from Offworld?
That'd be alright. Captain Daniel didn't love it.
A ship captain? Well, I'll be. Here, let me buy you a drink. Consider it an MSI welcome. Why don't you grab a chair, sit a spell, and revel with us?
By the smell, he's been reveling enough for you both already.
What you celebrating?
Me and my friends have taken our destiny into our own hands. We're untethered. Well, as long as we don't run out of bits. But until the windfall's gone, we're riding high. See, we just walked out on our work. Had enough, we did. So now we're striking.
Wait. What was so bad that made you walk off?
It ain't any one thing but the sum of it all, having to work longer shifts for less bits.
Right.
And the wages we do earn don't cover as much as they used to. Our supervisor, Velma, goes on and on about quarterly profits and meeting quotas. But that ain't what Sanjar promised us. Velma refuses to negotiate, so we're refusing to work. We
That's
won't
fair.
go back until she agrees to pay us fair and proper. Us on Monarch, we're free from the board, you know? We have the right to lobby for better hours and pay.
You do. I'll talk to Velma then.
Sure thing. What did you want to discuss?
How long can you afford to control?
Not forever, but we've each saved up our bits, and I stashed them safe in my home by the diner. I reckon we could last a week or two at least.
There's a dick option where I can steal this, isn't there? So why would I put pressure on Velma to negotiate?
If I knew that, I'd have tried it. Talking reasonably got me nowhere. Maybe you'll fare better. The others wanted to blackmail her, but we're above that.
Yeah.
Besides, them are just rumors. We got no proof they're true.
I'm never gonna entertain that. That's a whole other ball game I don't want to play. Hello?
Sir, please, Oh, thank you for stopping. Everyone acts like nothing's wrong. Please, you have to help me get my little Tucker back. He ran away.
Where did you guys see him?
Oh, I just knew you were a good person. He ran out into the wilderness a few days ago. I warned him about...
Oh, look.
Please.
Yeah, I'll go find you, boy.
Thank you. Oh, You look for him in Amber Heights, you hear? And if you find any of them iconoclasts indoctrinating my boy, you punch them in the mouths.
Hey, Mr. Vicker. Did you ever get a little bit homesick for Edgewater? For that ocean stink?
No, I do not.
You're supposed to say yes and go on to explain why. I just want to have a conversation.
Of course you do.
It smells like wrapped in here.
Oh, it does work.
I'd give you a friendlier welcome.
Gosh, this old girl's in a rough way. Even old Bess.
Hey, you want to try running a cannery with obsolete machinery? You be my guest.
Sorry, ma'am. I wasn't trying to be rude. It's just your flanging apparatus isn't making a strong flange.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Anyway, what do you folks need?
Can we come to an arrangement? Oh, let's talk about Caleb. No,
Unless you're here to tell me he's agreed to do his job again?
Caleb says they need ways to keep up with the prices around it.
Tell him to complain to Catherine in Fallbrook, not me. Sublight's demanding more money for the same contracts, which means we're all in the same boat.
Well, You can't give him. So why can't you give him his painkillers?
I don't have the bits for it, plain and simple. Besides, if I make an exception for him, I gotta do the same for everyone.
She's principled, in at least this area. I will begrudgingly give her that.
Thank you. I think. If Caleb wants to keep this job, he'd better get back to it. I'm about ready to hire sublight contractors at this rate.
Are you willing to meet him halfway?
For running me ragged while he takes an extended leave at the bar?
He's gonna notice his shortfalls before long and he'll hold you responsible.
Maybe so. But I bet you Caleb runs out of bits first. He says he's got a stash to tide his crew over. Could be he's all talk, but if the money's real, I bet you he keeps it at home.
Oh, good hiding,
near the diner.
Caleb.
You'd steal from your own people?
That's business. Someone's got to keep the lights on.
I don't like you. I like you a hell of a lot less than,
Fine, but...
Well, Caleb. God, there's a lot of fucking people taking him. Got a lot of balls juggling here. Okay, there was more to find out.
Okay, keep it quiet. You don't look like someone.
Oh, God, and more people. Hello.
Hello, dearie. What can Auntie Abigail do for you?
Been asked to pick up a cavanoid shipment?
And what a helpful young man you are. Nothing like a little pill to liven up the spirits. Who's your lucky friend?
It's for Nyoka.
Oh. It's none of my business, but I have told her Dr. Williams would bump up her monthly allotment if only she'd join MSI. Now I've gone and said too much.
So when can she get her next up?
I'm afraid it'll be the better part of a month. Our dear Nyoka tends to exhaust her supply. Believe me, there's nothing I'd love better than to help you. Dr. Williams managed the town's allotments from his terminal upstairs.
Where can I find this Dr. Williams?
In the town graveyard, I'm afraid. Poor man was always searching for the flower of enlightenment. On the way, he tried some rather daring substance combinations.
Flower of enlightenment?
It's a philosophist symbol of some kind, dear. The graveyard's near the southern ruins. You're certainly welcome to pay our respects, but do be careful. I'd hate for anything to happen.
I thought you were in charge of them, right?
Oh, you flatter an old woman. And to keep an extra key to the supply room, for all the times Dr. Williams misplaced his.
Supply room?
The one upstairs, where we store our medicine.
I'll kill you. No.
Chin up.
Hey.
We don't get many outsiders.
Here to catch a game? What can I do for...
Found a bending slip in the dead man's apartment.
Poor Isaac. I was wondering why I hadn't seen him in a few days. I'd really like to help. Isaac was a sweet fellow.
Listening?
Right. So the thing with Isaac is he didn't know where to stop. He'd get stuck on something, and he just couldn't let it go. Sometimes he'd drink Purpleberry Punch by the leader. Other times he'd keep betting on a losing team.
Who did he have?
I don't know for sure, but I saw Elijah and his buddies pushing Isaac around. They're hooligans from Fallbrook. They sweep into town, drop supplies off behind the warehouse, and spend the rest of their stay getting rowdy over tossball games. They usually loiter in the alley behind the yacht club. They're not allowed in the bar anymore. I bet you anything Isaac ran into trouble with one of them.
Thanks for the tip.
Mr. Sanjar will be pleased to hear about it when you're done. I know he gets fed up with the Fallbrook bullies, but there's not much he can do.
Place that hunting rifle. Actually, no, that's a good hunting rifle.
I wonder sometimes what they're doing on other colonies.
Uh-huh.
Think they're watching the same serials, following the same tossball games?
Mm-hmm.
You're not listening to a word, are you?
I just want to enjoy my beer.
Who the fuck are you? This ain't your alley. Hey.
Hey, what are you doing here? This is our secret alley. Berta already pissed by those crates to market.
Charming. I know you murdered Isaac.
Listen, that purple-toothed twerp had it coming. Not that anyone has proof, and not that it's any of your business.
I'm making it my business.
Oh yeah? What are you saying exactly?
I'm saying clear out and never come back.
Wow. Most of the pencil pushers around here cave as soon as you look at them funny. Fine, we're going. This ain't worth it.
A fine day for business, isn't it? Anyway, what can I do for you?
Isaac Rose is dead and I know the people who killed him.
But that's terrible. What happened?
Elijah and his hooligan friends, but I ran him out.
I'm glad to hear you've dealt with them. They've been causing quite a bit of trouble around town. I've been consumed with other matters of late, but I would have dealt with them eventually.
You say so.
It really was on... Still, your intervention in the matter is much appreciated.
Thank you. Oh yes, white. Next.
Have you talked to Sebastian yet?
Yep, you go on a date.
Okay, but how did he say it? Did he sound excited? Was he like, yay, a date with Celia? I've secretly been waiting for this, or was it more, sure, I don't have anything else going on?
Well, he likes you, but you know, just don't ask him for discounts.
Not to worry. If I never buy another Raptidon tongue, it'll be too soon. Ah, look at me going on. I'm sure you've got other things to do and Anyhow, thank you.
Guess I do need to know about this rumor.
Why don't you grab a chair, sit a spell, and revel with?
This is about Black.
I would never endorse such an untoward tactic, you know, but, well, there's rumors that Velma's taking
No
a cut off
shit.
the profits. So far, it's just gossip, you know? But if there was any proof to be had, it'd be in the Saltuna warehouse, I reckon.
Well, I think I know who I prefer.
I hear those rich people in Byzantium pay a handsome bit for Rap Musk. Facts and Hex files are filled with salting greeting shots from the ballad. Last supply contract for the homes receipts. Past several years, she's been slowly siphoning money from her operating budget into a personal account. Deliberate intent. Sheer volume occurrences indicate deliberate intent. Yeah, no money in the budget, might ask.
No money in the budget after all my kickbacks.
Yeah, I guess I actually do have this figured out. Hello.
Hey, Velma, I got your caffeinoid pills.
You're a lifesaver. Hope Abigail didn't give you a hard time.
Just the usual. Any word on Braxton?
Nothing. Don't know how much longer I can cover for him either. Give me those pills, will you?
Here you go. You know, you might consider a real night's sleep instead. Plenty of work to do, especially with so many no-shows.
I'd give you a friendlier welcome, but...
Let's talk about Caleb.
Unless you're here to... If Caleb...
I saw your accounts. You'd be skimming money for years. You can afford to pay more.
Yeah, and did you miss the part where I'm working doubles to cover for everyone who decides not to show?
Ironic, isn't it?
I'm the one who keeps this place running. That money's mine, one way or another.
That sounds remarkably like Caleb's argument.
Fine. Tell Caleb he and his team can have their raise, but I need them back here immediately. Something else on your mind?
I like quests that can be solved without having to fire a weapon.
I also like good games.
Why don't you grab a chair? Sit.
Oh, I need to talk about Velma.
Sure thing.
Well, she was embezzling from MSI, and she's agreed to pay up your wages in exchange for my service.
Well,
Yeah, go
I'll be
report
your
her anyway.
Raptidon's dinner. Reckon I ought to listen to gossip more often. Here, take this as compensation. It ain't a lot, but I hope it shows how much we appreciate all you've done.
Thank you.
Now, me and my friends here better get back to work.
I actually have to start making choices because I've maxed out all the stuff I want to max out. Let's put Persuade up for now, actually. It's kind of the ability I like using. And I'm like talking my way out of things, so it makes logic sense to bump up first. Right, now I have no choice but to step outside.
We're not the best equipped, but scouting for rats keeps us on our toes.
I think I'll knock off a couple quests and then I'll call it for today.
Oh, smells like those old Sundays when we'd unload Saltuna shipments at the cannon.
The trick is not to breathe through your nose. Easy does it.
That's a Colossus. Already big. On the wrong vehicle, I suppose. There really needs to be multiple quest markers so I can track things that are happening at similar times, like right now.
Yeah.
Ooh, a safe. Elite troop armor gold. Leaded armor. Nice. Vizzos. I like the Iconoclast armor a lot. Probably because it's the one that's different from all the other ones, from like the companies, in fairness. By the way, Parvati is a fucking tank now.
Parvati is a chap.
Parvati can absorb like 60 damage from with the wall. And she has a flamethrower and like a super powerful melee weapon, so she just gets, if she's near like anything that's organic, she just melts. A nice hat. I'm sure Felix will probably want that. No, I don't want that. No, I don't want that.
Feels like the old bits outside of Edgewater.
Oh, you're wounded!
That's the last of them!
Clean and pure water looks like a delicious drink that's hard to beat. Mather residence. Holy shit, there's
Visitor?
people here.
What an unexpected surprise! Please, come in. Come in.
You cannibals.
I, for one, welcome a reprieve from our travels. That is, if you'll have us, kind sir.
That's the spirit. Now come in.
Looking for a man named Braxton. He suppose it came by here?
I'm afraid we don't get many visitors out here. The Raptidons and Marauders scare off all but the boldest. And if you've braved them, you must be exhausted.
Oh, you're cannibals. Well, he said he was delivering medicine to you people.
I'm sure I would remember something like that. Now, quit fretting yourself about that. Make yourself at home. Dinner's almost ready.
The last person who offered me dinner was in Red Dead Redemption 2, and you don't know how that went. You know, I'm not making myself at home. I'm actually going upstairs. Fuck you.
Oh yeah, you're making yourself at home upstairs.
Yeah. B.V. Mather's Poetry Journal. Hunger. Ache in my stomach, hurts all the time. Food makes me sick, water makes me sick. Always hungries, so I can't.
Hey!
Ah!
What are you doing in my room?
That terrified me. She's fucking bolted from downstairs. Sorry, just looking around.
Liar! You're trying to steal the last of my rocket candies, aren't
Rocket candies?
the ones that come in a bottle with a rocket ship on it? Like the other man used to bring.
What other man?
I'm not telling you.
I'm going now. Calm down. Oh my god. Oh. Please don't run like that again, ever. Okay, that makes them hostile. I have to use your bathroom. Oh no. Oh, that's bad.
No.
It is unnatural, an affront to the grand plan.
Oh, that's bad. They're gonna be outside the door, I know it. You know, I'm probably gonna kill all these people if I can help it.
But what's this? You're tracking blood into
Well,
the
whose
kitchen.
fault is that?
Oh dear.
Why are you tracking blood
You've
in
been
the
nosy,
kitchen?
haven't
How
you?
could you do that?
The murdering cannibal accuses me of being nosy.
Quickly, my dear. He's getting agitated. We can't let the meat spoil.
Don't worry. We'll make this quick.
You're gonna take me on? That's funny. Why are you so tough, old lady? I am baffled as I think the game is slightly underselling how strong people in shirts were, because I shot that lady 5 times in the face with a tactical shotgun. You'd think that would have been enough.
Oh, when I did this fight, I just went into the bullet time thing and headshot all.
But what's this?
Yeah, but it doesn't.
You're tracking blood into the kitchen.
No, instant kill. What gun are you using?
Oh dear.
Tactical
You've
shotgun.
been nosy, haven't you?
What level is it?
8, I guess. But it said it had high DPS. Oh well.
You should probably upgrade it.
Doesn't have to run. No, fuck you. You're dying.
Quickly, my dear. He's getting agitated. We can't let the meat
You're
spoil.
using a level 8 weapon.
Don't worry.
Why do you suck my cock? You distracted me, you stupid piece of shit.
This is what you deserve.
Umbic, I hope you get kicked to death.
Good.
But what?
I've seen enough of you.
Come here.
Oh yeah, headshotting is totally different.
Now, if you use a gun that actually is within 10 levels. Like, if you're doing that little damage, you're like...
No, it had nothing to do with the gun's level.
Okay, this is an assault rifle. It's an automatic weapon. So that's not gonna one-shot either.
No, it had nothing to do with the shotgun's level. It had a higher DPS than the sniper rifle at level 17. I wanted to make that clear.
Okay, it has a higher DPS.
Yes. And I was right in the middle of a room with all of them, so that's the weapon I used.
Okay, so what's its per shot damage? 24.
It's like 60.
Per shot damage. No, the shotgun's per shot damage is...
It's 24 times 8.
So if they have armor, and
They
it's
didn't
above
have
24,
armor. What part of them makes you think they would have armor?
everything in the game has an armor value. Even
Yes,
if
it's
only
low
on the
though
enemy.
for working suits. It's like 3 or 4.
They're not. Their armor isn't based off the clothes their model is wearing.
That's actually stupid, and I don't know why you think I would know.
Well, why would? Okay.
Well, I have to use a perk to get a natural armor rating, so think about that. And also think about the fact that the unique weapon I got from them is level 11.
John, giant monsters aren't wearing any clothing.
Oh my god, you
They
cannot
have
be possibly be
armor.
comparing... You cannot possibly be comparing giant monsters to a family of 5
Yeah.
people in working clothing.
Like, this isn't like... Yeah, and it's also... Yeah, it was a really easy fight. You just had no problem doing it. So I don't know what you're complaining about.
You just completely changed your argument there, but okay.
No, okay. So, you see, this isn't like Bethesda game. It's not, everything doesn't have quick. Stuff just has stats.
Wait, shit, hold on.
The only characters in the game actually wearing equipment are you and your companion.
Still alive. Wait, shush. I can't hear you over gun. What were you saying?
The only... So this isn't like a Bethesda game or something. Everyone isn't actually wearing equipment. Most of these things just have stats. The only things actually wearing equipment are you and your companion.
It's so hard to tell that when everyone wears armor that you can get in game, like, ever. No, that's everyone. Everyone is wearing stuff that you can get in game. So I know that they're obviously going to be leveled to some degree, but it's a little bit confusing considering, like, you know, all the power armored, like, corporate troopers walking around.
See, this is actually something I agree with, is I think the game, I think it feels a bit too gamey, where some stuff is just higher level, even though it doesn't look like it should be any harder to kill.
Like, I went into that house thinking, you know what, I'll use my shotgun, and I'll probably just one-shot all of them, and then I have to unload 6 shotguns into Grandma Cannibal's face.
Yeah, I definitely, like, this is actually one of the things I had a problem with, because it feels really, like, honestly, it feels kind of Skyrim-y with how leveled everything is.
Yeah, I also don't like the fact I got, like, a bunch of Mark II weapons, like... How long have they been developing this? I mean, I suppose maybe it's not as long as I think they've been developing it, but it feels like there could have been just more weapons and not just...
I feel like what would have been... this is what I thought they were going to do with this game, and I'm not sure why it isn't what they did. So you can spend bits to upgrade weapons.
Yeah.
So I thought, oh, so this is how they're handling if you want to... this is how they're handling, like weapons and stuff. So you're going to get weapons on this planet, then if you want to keep using those, you can just upgrade them to be on level with other weapons. And I'm like, actually, no, the game has, like, 15 total weapons, and everything else is just higher level versions.
Yeah, it's really disappointing. It feels like they should have just reduced the level cap and just made it accommodate for all the weapons instead of...
It feels like they should have just, if this is what they were going to do, they should have just made the upgrade thing. Because it already, you can't upgrade more than, like, 3 levels above your current level.
Yeah.
So it feels like you didn't need to make prices dramatically inflate every level, and you could have just had it where people
For a second, I thought you were Grim.
Because like, this game does not have like, the loot in this game is pretty bad. Like it's not really anything interesting usually.
I like getting armor, but that's about it.
Like it's never like, ooh, I found a grenade launcher. Oh, I found a level 15 grenade launcher. This will replace my level 12 grenade launcher.
There's a decent variety of weapons here. I just think there should have been slightly more and less Mark II things.
And also, the modding system was massively overhyped for this game.
Modding system? Oh yes.
Weapon mods.
No, there's really not that many weapon mods.
I like the armor modding. I don't like the weapon modding.
The weapon modding is bafflingly low. There's like an objective good barrel, an objective good like magazine, which is to just replace physical with plasma unless like you want to have a shock weapon.
And no, you have what
Just
you
correct
do
me
is
if I'm wrong, but plasma is just better than physical, it seems like.
Plasma does more damage to like flesh things and less damage to robots, and shock does more damage to robots.
Yeah, exactly. So it feels like considering everything I fight.
You want a plasma weapon and you want a shock weapon, and then you don't have to worry about anything.
Yeah, exactly. So I just kind of went, okay, well, I'll just put plasma into this weapon because I'm using it to shred humans, and I'll put shock into this weapon because I'm using it to shred robots.
Yeah, that's basically...
So I have like the same assault rifle, but the one's just a shock version. That's the only 2 weapons I kind of need.
Yeah, it's very underwhelming. I kind of was expecting more. I like the armor customization. I like the armor modding a lot more than I like the weapon modding, because weapon modding is boring.
Yeah.
Like, there's nothing. It's like you can increase your weapon... You can... There's no modifications that are, like, meaningful. They're all just... have a little bit of a stat book. Don't you like... Don't you want to do 25% more critical damage?
Sure, I guess.
Isn't that interesting?
No.
Like, there's nothing that, like, changes, like, a weapon's, like, anything meaningful about the weapon. It's all just... Here's have a minor stat buff you probably won't even notice.
Would the beta file actually be good for this? I mean, maybe. You know, I'll put a silencer on this. Yeah, I'll put a silencer on the flamethrower. That's a good idea. More a higher speed on the flamethrower would be good though. So I will put that. No, actually crit would be better because it's pumping out so many shots per second. And I'm pretty sure the plasma flamethrower doesn't need to have an edit to become more plasma flamethrower. Oh, okay, so companions don't benefit from backpacks. Got it. Good to know.
Companion, I wouldn't give them any armor modifications that don't, like...
Holy shit, I didn't actually notice armor. I didn't realize armor mods actually change what the armor looks like.
Oh yeah, this is what I'm saying, is I actually really like... I like the armor modifications.
No, that's good. I didn't even notice. His armor just completely changed. Holy shit.
Because the armor modification,
I wish it previewed. I wish I had a preview for that, because that was cool.
Yeah, but that's the thing is like I'm not. Weapon modifications also change what the weapons look like.
Yeah.
But also, the weapon modifications are all boring.
They are boring. There's nothing like wow. Like this may seem weird, but you know what? Vegas actually, I really enjoyed the mods on that because they were like.
They were all meaningful. There weren't a lot of them, but they were all meaningful.
Like if you got a mod for something like, oh sweet, it's not like gonna completely change it, but it's useful. Like these little mods feel like tertiary.
Just feel like stat buffs. Like
I'd give you
boring.
a friendlier welcome.
Like it's not like
that he's got his load on and I'm stuck covering his ship.
No, he was killed by cannibals.
That's wow. I sure feel like an ass now.
Yeah, it's vomit.
Yeah, I wouldn't wish that on Catherine herself. Still, it's good to know what happened to him. And that something else.
Right, I think that's going to be enough quests for now. I will say this before I finish, because last time I didn't actually give my thoughts when I was on the Groundbreaker, but in terms of like the Monarch Stellar Industries faction, I actually quite like them. I think they're nicely rounded out. They're a good way of, you know, like kind of bringing you back down to like, okay, yeah, these are all the exaggerated parody companies, but here's a company that's a little bit more like real, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like, I like that it's real and the fact that it still has quite a lot of problems when you look at it. But you can actually sort them out with like reforms and change, not like just killing them like you did have to do with Space's Choice at the start.
Spacer's Choice. Well, you know, wait until you meet the best faction in the game.
The Iconicals.
And by best, I mean not best.
I'm not looking forward to them. I like Monarch Stellar Industries. They kind of remind me of companies we have now where they smile to your face, but it's still not great. But at least, like, you know, they have to smile to your face.
I don't know, I don't like how the game tries to kind of frame that. See, that's the thing is they're basically just like a company we have now.
Yeah.
And it's kind of, and they're by far like the game really wants you to like them.
Yeah.
Like it's very obvious that they want you to like them. So it kind of feels like the game is just saying like, you know, what we have now is completely fine.
That's
just
not what they're
sure...
saying. I disagree on that because you have the option to side against them. I think that so the game isn't partisan.
Can you let me finish?
No.
I mean, the game lets you side with the board, so saying the game lets you side against them isn't... And the iconoclasts are idiots. Like, the game in no way tries to frame them as reasonable people at all.
Well, I haven't met them, so...
And, like, the game lets you side with anyone for any reason, really? Yeah. So I don't think you can side against them is a very good argument for the game, not clearly, like, framing them
here's
as...
the problem.
These guys are just...
Wait. So you keep pausing and I keep thinking you're finished, but you're not.
No, I was finished.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
And
okay.
also, I was in the middle of saying a sentence. I wasn't paused.
Oh, what was the delay on my end then?
That's fine.
But I don't know, I think Monarch
spinny-
Stellar
the
Industries
spinny
is fine. I think without that company, it might come off as a little bit too much. I think the company is sort of compensating for the rest of the groups. But then again, you could say the Groundbreaker already does that really well because that's like a family-run business type thing.
Yeah, like, I think the Groundbreaker does a much better job of it, because I'm like, Monarch Stellar Industries is still just basically a normal corporation, but they're not comedically evil.
Yeah. I think the problem is that maybe the game kind of looks like they're praising them simply because they are not as bad as the other groups, but maybe in that ways it is also kind of a good... Sorry, let me rephrase that. So, the company kind of looks good simply because it exists in contrast to these absurd, like, you know... what would I say? I want to use exaggerations again, because I already used that word. But you know what I mean, like, nth degree.
But yeah, like, I don't know, I feel like, I feel like that the board should have been, like, a more evilly slanted, like, still not... It should have been less comedically evil, and it should have been more, like, it should have been how, like, Stellar Monarch, like, Monarch Stellar Industries, they smile to your face, they do all this stuff. I feel like that should have been closer to how the villains of this acted, but then you, like, if you actually dig into what they're actually doing, like what actual corporations do, where they smile to your face, but then they fuck you over massively.
Look, I'm not streaming Deus Ex right now.
I feel like that would have been a better villain than comedic, fucking,
Whee!
Whee! This is actively what I'm looking at while I'm saying all this.
It must be hard for you to imagine me paying attention to you while you watch my visual avatar spin around.
Okay, no, this is the kind of thing I'm doing while I'm talking.
Look, we can't all afford a house big enough to spin without knocking into about 7 different things.
No, I don't mean physically spinning, I just mean, like, doing, funny, repetitive motions in a video game while I say things, basically.
Oh, because you know, I was kind of picturing you and you're like as you're talking, you're just spinning in an office chair.
Okay, I do have an office chair, and honestly, that would be much funnier than what I act.
Oh, but you're like, jerking off, I get it.
No. No. Oh, but yeah, like, I feel like... Because the way the game kind of frames, like, so there's evil companies, and then there's Monarch Stellar Industries, who are just kind of, even if, like, they were trying to go for, like, well, here's a more, like, reasonable corporation, then it kind of feels like, so why aren't they, like, so what are they trying to say with some Monarch Stellar Industries, then? Because it's like, you can have good companies, and it's like, but Groundbreaker already kind of does you can have, like, because the Groundbreaker is, like, basically a family business.
Yeah.
And so Monarch Stellar Industries is, like, what, you can have, like, a big board-run company that is good? Is that, like, the message, what it's supposed to be, or... I'm just not sure what, like, why it's there in the way it is.
Oh, because Groundbreaker's the big company that still has family values at heart, so it takes care of its own people.
I mean, I wouldn't even say the Groundbreaker is, like, a big family company, because they don't have, like, a ton of people.
No, that's true, but they treat the company like family, if that makes sense.
Wait a second, I'll be right back.
Has to go get the Communist Manifesto because it was raving anti-corporate sentiment in here. Like, don't chat. Don't tell him I said that. No, I mean you can. I wonder what armor, all these armor modifications are doing, because like the armor's different now. It's definitely different. Like, holy shit. I'm actually curious. Okay, so let's give her that. See more of the armor. Okay, so the shoulders are different when I modify it. And I think that might be the only change, unfortunately. Let's see. I mean, this armor looks a lot better. Okay, that's definitely a mod because it's going over the company logo, as you can see. But that's supposed to be the only mod for that one, which is a little bit disappointing considering this armor gets, like, you know, actual shoulders off the mod. And I don't entirely sure what's changed about my armor. It still has the stock armor plating in it, so I could just change it right now. I mean, it would make sense. I have a lot more tougher mods than I used to. Oh. Oh wow. That's different. That's a lot different. Well, it's not a ton different, but yeah, it's noticeable. It's definitely noticeable. Shame you can't modify hands. Might as well do more questing while we have this conversation.
Ah, the charmer. All of the above?
Never mind, I touched you already. Wait, no shit, it's not, you're not near words. Hello.
Fresh blood at last.
Yeah, I'm here to fix all your problems, which, I mean, great job, Ansley. Hello.
Hello again.
About Dr. Williams.
Such a pity, isn't it?
I'm just gonna take it. It's the only thing I'm touching. Feels weird that you even have to ration caffeine. It's like, coffee should not be that hard to make. I mean, actually, no, I guess it would be quite difficult to make in space.
Ah, the charmer. All of the above.
I got your magic pills. Dangerous, dangerous magic.
More or less dangerous than a steady supply of alcohol.
Fair enough.
Give it here. Whew, that hits the spot. Right in the, oh, no, there it is. There it is. Yes. We're in business. Let's go.
That's heavy.
Great. Where to?
Let's find the information, bro.
Oh, Hiram? I ain't checked in on that man in an age. He's running the giant radio tower we lovingly call Devil's Peak. We'll be going south and west, mostly along the road till we're past Fallbrook. Out there's a western slope that'll lead us through some fun. You like hunting, right?
I do like
That's
hunting.
fun.
It's true.
If you're more of a spelunker, Rotting River will take you into the mountain caverns.
Wait.
We can discuss options when we get closer. That said, 3's already a crowd.
Who will I say goodbye to? I'm gonna say Vic and Max. Or... which one do I release? Which one do I release? Pavado's got the flamethrower. She's got heavily every weapon. But if I take Nyoka, I might have a new tank anyway, and then I could give her the light machine gun. Yeah, Pavado, we're on the ship.
I hope you like being part of our crew, Nyoka. We're real excited to have
I'll
you.
swap it around if I do it. I bet you might see that in future. I want to do it myself, but we'll see. Don't feel too left out now. I would definitely like companions getting more of the inhaler effect, so let's get that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This will be my 9th. Health, yeah. No damage in the enemy party. Walk speed. Sprint speed. Walk and sprint is useless. I don't know. I am pretty comfortable with how fast they go. Don't care. Recharge, no. I only use it for a burst. I don't really want a gun. Falling Thunder could be good. Movement speed's fine. I use it for precise shots. I should not have got Hoarder. I don't think that was a good idea. But it's late now. No companions, no. I think I'll go with the companion bit. Let's get you sorted. Oh, you already came with that. Okay, well, I guess I do know exactly what I want from you. Take that for now. Health's always good. Let's make you a DPS. Nice damage.
The preacher. You a traveling vicar?
In a manner of speaking.
Stellar Bay had a vicar once. He took it upon himself to convince Graham's folk to come back to the corporate fold. Kept making the trip between the city and Amber Heights by foot. Kept getting himself into all sorts of scrapes. Day came when I found a book of his in the middle of a raft encampment. Hand still gripping it, too.
The plan unfolds as the plan unfolds. To vicar and layman alike.
Just one for you, armor. Yep, that's definitely different. I got patched extra shoulders and blah blah blah. Pretty good. Mighty's gotta be coming towards the door, right? Yeah, that's the door.
one saw me trip over there, right?
Suppose you actually have the toughen perk on your armor. I might explain the notifications. Maybe there wasn't notifications, I'm just seeing how anything's possible.
Hey, Cap, got a minute?
Sure.
Hey, got a favor to ask. Figure while we're out here in the wilderness anyhow, we might stop in on an old friend of mine. Preferably before we get to Hiram's. You don't seem the type to run off and get yourself killed.
I don't plan on it.
Well, we'll see about that. I'll be upfront with you. I hate asking for help. I hate it. Every time I give someone the opportunity to disappoint me. But this, what I'm thinking...
Kind of danger.
Nothing we can't handle.
That's it.
I used to run with a band of hunters. Friends. 6 of us. I haven't seen 2 of them in years, and the rest I know to be dead. I'd like to gather their effects and bury them.
What do you need to do?
First, we go to Hayes.
Oh.
I buried him a ways from our encampment.
That's sad.
I need to pay my respects.
My Star Wars RPG.
I'll show you where he rests. He had a medallion in his effects. That's what I'll bring home to Barry.
And after that?
Then we find my 2 lost trackers and bring them home. A long time ago, we built an encampment in one of Monarch's cave systems. If we can find Rebecca and Anders, they'll know how to lure her out. Then we kill the bitch and bury everyone's medallions together.
Okay, to Hayes then. Okay, 740 meters is slightly further away than I was expecting. It's far. Shit, that's why I need multiple quest markers. Then I could figure out which ones are the close ones, and then just work on those.
A vicar, huh? You a true believer, or do you just like the tithes?
Why, that's borderline offensive, Ms. Ramnareem Wentworth. Of course I believe. The tithes are merely a well-earned bonus.
I met another believer once. Pushy type. He thought he'd been left behind for a reason. Thought he'd find some kind of cosmic truth in the wilderness. Got himself infected by a mantis and drowned in a sulfur pool. Some truth.
Can't get more brutally true than survival of the fittest. But don't mistake us all for blind fools. Intellect plays a large part in who stays among the living.
Glad to hear it.
Move your fat ass. No. Oh shit, I didn't even notice this part. It's actually quite a big town. At least the docking bays definitely extend it. Something. Tell you what, we'll deal with the bolt and then we'll deal with everything else another time. Bolt will be the last quest I do.
Good old Stellar Bay. Only place on the planet that don't stink of sulfur. On account of it stinking like fish instead. Here we go.
That's one down.
That's the last of them.
Ow. Reckon I'll just suck it up on this occasion.
Careful. Only things you'll find in the ruins are liable to shoot you.
Destroy me.
Don't mess with us.
Fuck, Jesus. I ought to do that.
Understood.
I am a...
I've had quite enough of you.
Libations on me, folks.
Oh, this is level on. It's a bit confusing, actually. I have to admit, sometimes the levels being so slow is kind of strange because you're like, you know, you're like, oh, well, we have to go get that thing to the building. It would really help us out, and it's like, oh, it's just there. And you sent, like, you know, 10 troopers or something. I don't know. It's a little weird as well. It's a views. Sancho's bad habit of padding supporting numbers statistics, not very good with slogans, jingles, or taglines. Presentations tend to be dry, lacking an emotional appeal and funny reference. Noted tendency to complete work rather than delegating it, a trend on becoming an upper management.
Okay, I'm back.
I want to point out this funny line. Sancho also displays a noted tendency to complete work rather than delegating it, a trend unbecoming in upper management.
Oh.
Sancho's work habits possess a preoccupation with details and starting like a vision. It cannot recommend it for the further advancement. Needs improvement in the following areas: interpersonal communication, brevity, delegation, ideation. Oh, it's like all that bullshit you put on your all that bullshit you put on your you know, CV because you don't want to explain that you're not very good at things. Graham's understanding product messaging and branding is impressive, especially for a relatively low editor. Neck from memorable slogans and taglines. Graham messages with brevity and shows consistent disregard for prescribed fonts and formats. Dora Erickson, blah blah blah. Brief, compelling presentations, delegation skills. Delete all. No, thank you.
But yeah, like
Hold on. I want to loot this place. Sorry. Okay, go on.
Like yeah, as I was saying, like I feel like this would have been like more of an action. I don't this like I like this game. I feel like it's pretty funny and everything,
Yeah.
but like
I think it would have been for not being a classic RPG in the way it's trying to.
Yeah, like also I feel like it would have been because I definitely get why like Oasis is like I don't really like the humor. It's just kind of repetitive.
I hear boots out there. Wait,
Lamau, look at how stupid corporations are thing without actually exploring like any of
the
it's
Deus Ex
basically
thing.
Yeah, it's just basically like wow, it would sure suck if comedically evil corporations ran everything,
Wait,
huh,
hold
guy?
on. Hello, who's in there?
Oh, thank the
Your
Eternal.
mom.
I'm Huxley. My friends and I were scavenging here, and a Meta Queen showed up. I ran in here, and now the door's locked.
You got locked in? How?
It's easier than it sounds, all right? Next time you get chased by Raptidons, you let me know the rationality of your decisions.
Well, I need to get in that room.
Phew. My buddy had a key, but I ain't heard him in a while. So look for a dead guy, I guess.
Oh, I found him.
Oh,
Oh, also, that reminds me, Soundjaw wanted me to delete terminals, and I suspect it's of that bad report of him, which is fine, because I think it's a very good report. Bye-bye.
Which is fine by me.
Do you mean the report where the person who does all the work is the one that gets the least praise? Yeah, I'm fine with deleting that. Shitty report. Oh, it's an iconoclast.
Thank you so much. It was getting all stuffy in there, and I was getting a mite lightheaded, and I think maybe I was gonna die. Now I'm out here, and I'm headed back to Amber Height.
Still landing yourself in trouble, eh, Hux?
Oh, hi, Nyoka. You mind giving me an escort back home? Oh, you're traveling with someone. Never mind.
You sure you're okay to travel? With the trouble you caused me, you're dying here, Jesus.
Oh, sure, I'm a runner. I'm used to getting all dizzy, and hey, who's your...
Well, get out of it.
Thanks a lot, mister.
But yeah, I'm also a bit disappointed that they went with... It feels kind of like they went with more of like a Fallout 3 approach to like, you can be good or bad instead of... Like, in the main story, there's like actual like... I think the individual plants themselves are like fine with choices, but like the main story, you can side with the board for no reason because you're an idiot. Like,
I guess if you just hate yourself or you hate your fellow man, then yeah.
It's like, okay, but why would you... Like, it just feels like, well, we need an evil option instead of, well, we need to give the player a bunch of choices and let them actually think about their decisions. Because
this is a small thing I just want to break to complain because we're probably going to complain about it at a more appropriate moment again. So, I like how this, like, this thing that's super important to the defense of, like, the facility, this Bolt 52 cartridge, is located so ridiculously close to the facility. It kind of defies belief no one's come out here and, like, got it for them.
Yeah.
But I will honestly say this, it's probably for the sake of, like, gameplay and, like, you know, not having, like, long
that's
travel
part
times.
of...
So
But
it's
that's
like, you
also
know,
part
fuck
of what I was saying is that it feels like a very gamey game.
Yes, it is gamey. It's very gamey. It doesn't immerse me the same way like New Vegas does, definitely.
You know, like, it doesn't even feel like it's trying to immerse you. It just
No,
feels
no.
like...
It's too cartoony to
Which is
immerse
very...
me. It gives me a Borderlands vibe on occasion, which
That's exactly like even like the container designs and stuff like for the loot containers,
Yeah.
like they look exactly like something you'd see in Borderlands.
I really like this game, but there's definitely like it's no New Vegas like at all.
No, that's
When
like
people
I
say,
like.
"Oh, this is the like this is Obsidian's New Vegas 2," and it's like,
No, I feel
No.
like that. Honestly, I'm a bit
Don't bother
annoyed
knocking on
that
any doors.
Obsidian
If anyone's
basically felt like
inside,
they're trying to
they're liable
market
to
it
respond
as
with
that
gunfire.
because it's clearly not what they were
it's
making.
not that, and I would respect it more if it wasn't marketed that way because it doesn't play. It's not a New Vegas game in any way. It doesn't have all
No,
the things
it's
I like
not.
in that.
It's
There's
not.
a lot of things I do like about it, but it doesn't have the things I like New Vegas for. If that makes sense.
Yeah, like it doesn't have the same feel. It's not really like written the same way.
Yeah. People
The
don't even like
gameplay
this.
is-
The general people, they
What
don't
does your
talk the
religion
same
say
way they
happens
talk
to
to
us
people
after we
that I
die?
like so much.
The body
Yeah,
returns
like
to the universe
there's very
from whence it
few
came.
like
I'm sure you've seen
times I
clips
like
of the various
listen it on
stages of
generic
decay.
NPC dialogue.
That's
and
really
thought,
interesting.
These are real. These
What the
this
hell's
is
the point?
interesting. Or wow, these
Our
are real.
lives
These are like
contribute to
real
the betterment
people.
of
It's
the
like
human
No.
race. Everyone has a part to play for the greater advancement.
I think the companions
I
are
ain't got a
slightly
part.
okay, but
Life
they're
ain't a
like
damn cereal.
they're no Cass
I like
You
or
helped people
Boone
survive
or
the Monarch
Veronica.
evacuation, did you?
I like Pavati.
And
And I
Pavati's
like
probably the
them
only one
will
that's
go
close.
on to unlock godhood
and I
of the
like
human race.
I like
Well,
Max.
if they
I
do,
don't like any of the
I
others.
hope they
Nyoka's
remember
okay.
who pulled those
No,
jaws
actually,
of raptidons.
Nyoko's fine. She's
I was-
fine. Not
I-
great. But
The description I was getting off her was like, oh, she's gonna be like an edgy Mass Effect 2 Jack type person, but no, she's I quite like her.
honestly, like once you do her companion quest and everything, it's kind of like I like Nyoko.
Also, I think she's another companion they must have like made before, like they decided they wanted more companions because she's. So here's the thing, so Vicar Max is like clearly your It's clearly your like mid-range one, like the person who can switch between shooting and like because he has the shotgun.
Yeah.
He's clearly the one that is.
Yeah.
I
Well,
can shoot.
sort of.
Hold on, I'm gonna pause them for speaking. I can shoot, but I can also hit things with melee, and that's clearly his companion role because he has the shotgun power ability.
Yeah.
Parvati's clearly your melee because she has one that leaps so immediately staggers an enemy down to the ground and makes them unable to defend themselves against melee attacks.
She also starts with a shitty pistol and a giant fucking hammer.
Yeah, and Vicar Max is kind of the inverse where he has a pretty good gun and a meh weapon, like for a hammer.
I mean, he kind of starts with meh.
Oh, sorry, no, they're both meh. No, actually, sorry. Nyoka has a really good starting weapon with a plasma Mark II like machine gun.
Yeah.
And her ability is I shred the enemy with a hail of bolts, so she's clearly your long range opponent. So these feel like the three companions that were supposed to be in the base game at the start. Also because all three of them gave me a companion quest pretty much minutes after meeting them.
Yeah, and also like it's do you mind me telling you when you get Ellie's companion quest?
I do not, because I'm kind of like, why?
It's gonna be you get it when you get to the like last content, like you get it basically in the last area before this game's like there's no turning back here point.
Oh, that's baffling because why I'm not going to use Ellie if she doesn't have a companion quest. So
and it's not an interesting companion quest either, in my opinion.
That's annoying because it's like I'm not going to care about her as a character if I haven't spent any time with her, and I'm not spending any time with her because she doesn't have a companion quest that it needs doing. You know who does? Vicar Max and Nyoko on this planet.
And you know who doesn't have any your robot companion doesn't have a companion quest.
I didn't even think I forgot he existed actually.
So did I. He was so I don't know. I don't like Lamau. He says the funny thing. Companions. I don't like comedic relief companions. So.
There was a mod companion that was done as like a joke by like the Sun Guy series person. Yeah. You remember that companion motherfucker?
Yeah, like.
That feels like Sam, and I'm like, but motherfucker's like a joke. Like his entire Nexus page description is like in-depth, long quest lines, philosophy and subtext interwoven, and then all he says is motherfucker. That's the joke.
But like Sam is so boring, and I used him literally once.
I don't plan on using him ever in this game ever.
I have no interest in a companion, and also like. You know how in New Vegas where like there were like long dialogue trees with companions and you could ask about their lives and stuff? hey, guess what? There's like 2 companions with those. Guess which 2 they are.
Vicamax and Parvati.
And then like, Felix, you can talk to like, you can say like, have you seen the amount of options for things you can talk to him about? It's like nothing.
I can tell him bye, or I can tell him get the fuck off my ship.
Yeah, and it's like, that's so lame.
And you know something? Yeah, it is lame because like, you know, like Cassandra is like, you can ask her opinion on like everything in the game, and she has something to say.
Honestly, I feel like companions would have been better if they had just given you like 3 companion slots and only had the 3 companions.
I agree. It should have been Nyoka, Vicamax, and Parvati, and they should all just have more dialogue written for them.
And like, because then you don't need to write a bunch of blurbs for every combination, because this is the combination of things people are likely to use, because there's 3 of them, and you have 3 slots.
It also makes sense for all of them, because Parvati is like the naive in between, Vicamax is like the more cynical, things are fine the way they are, and Nyoka's like, yeah, I don't like this. Don't like any of this.
And I don't get why, they also limited themselves a lot, because I don't believe there's ever a conversation between more than 2 companions, because because I guess you can, like, they can die if you play on the stupid hardcore mode, or you can tell them to leave if you're an idiot.
But you know, if you had 3 companions and the game wouldn't allow you to let them leave, I'd be fine with that, actually.
Yeah, but then you get people like, because then they'd be able to, like, you could have, like, 3-way conversations, you could have multiple perspectives and everything, and it would have been really good, and I feel like they should have done that instead of, we need 6 companions.
Looks so cool right now.
He's just dabbing.
But, you know, something else, that's kind of the tragedy, is, like, in the interest of, like, making the... Oh, she's just gonna... Nyoka's just gonna start drinking. That's her idol. She's just...
But yeah, I feel like a lot of I'll let you go on with your thing first.
But like, I like Vicamax a lot. I actually think he might be my favorite because he's like this kind of sullen priest, but he's also like an ex-prison like convict. And he's kind of violent.
I like him. He's not what you would expect from your first conversation with him. Also, well,
no, not at all. I think he's
because you talk to him and you think he's just gonna be. You just think he's gonna be this asshole priest guy mostly.
Yeah. But no, he's interesting and he has layers and he has stuff I like about companions where they're not the first thing they say they are.
Yeah, because that's boring. Because a companion is literally just the first. If you're not like, learning or anything about the companion as you're playing, then why are they in the game?
I'm shocked that Ellie is so featured so much front and center because I haven't talked to her once.
She's so fucking boring.
She just seems like the generic rogue sidekick adventure type companion that you find in like a lame Star Wars RPG.
No, and then it feels like that, like and then like I think the arc is supposed to be that she's trying.
I think you're.
I think the arc is supposed to be that she's trying. No, like it's supposed to be like she's trying to be like that. Well, yeah, but that's not interesting.
It's not interesting if her entire thing is playing to a stereotype. That seems like a.
So she's like being like, okay, so she's doing this whole badass space pirate thing as like basically as an act of rebellion against her parents. Like that doesn't make me think that's interesting. That
wow,
makes me think,
teenage girl.
Wow, she's even lamer than I thought she was.
Hello.
You look like a man who...
Sebastian, you ever get your hands on those pheromone sacs?
I must have hunted a dozen.
And like, I feel like
couldn't
there's a
find
lot.
a single
I
sack
feel
on
like
any of them.
that this game has a problem where like
got pheromone sacs.
a lot
At
of
least
these
I'm getting a
decisions
good
feel
haul
like
of
they were
claws,
made for
but you're in
marketability
good
and not
hands.
because they made the
Traveling
game
with
better.
Monarch's top merc. Still, if you want to...
Like, was Obsidian having, like, was this, like, were they having financial trouble or something? Because it feels like this is their really,
Hold on.
this game needs to sell.
I want to turn this companion quest. This Monarch quest.
Well, I see you've had a sobering effect on our friend Nyoka.
Sir...
Forgive me, Celia. I couldn't help myself. Anyway, what can I do for you?
Also, I like Senja. He's a nice person.
I like Sanjar.
I feel like he's kind of, at least he's a person who just seems to deserve the position he's in. Like, he's the exact kind of person you want in this kind of line of work.
I like him.
Found your review on the terminal.
You weren't
He's not
supposed
a
to
dick.
look. I asked you to delete it.
I did delete it. It's already open.
Oh, yes.
No
And
doubt.
he makes
this
puns.
has been my
What kind of bad person makes
great
puns?
shame of my career. I give MSI everything. My work, my youth, my left kidney, and for years, I was a joke to them.
Who cares what they think? You're in charge now.
Yeah, in charge of a scrap heap of a city. Abandoned by the board and surviving only through the hypocrisy of our trading partners.
That's true. Well, and you made it work, which is more than they could say for any of these other executives.
I hadn't thought of it that way. But perhaps there's something to that.
I mean, everyone else probably would have
Thank
given
you
up.
for
so,
that.
you know, that's refreshing.
Was there something else?
Wait, he gave him his left kidney? Yeah.
Yes.
Oh no, wait, I remember this dialogue.
Found that cartridge and I deleted the data.
Oh, yes. I'm going to be up all night with this. All those blanks waiting to be filled, boxes
Sancho
waiting
reminds
to
me
be
of,
ticked.
Try to control yourself, sir.
Hermes from Futurama.
Have you any idea how powerful this is? Corporations have been toppled with less.
How's the data cartridge gonna help?
What a question! Bureaucratic micromanagement is the only way anything
something
gets done in
greater than any
Halcyon,
weapon.
and proper documentation is a key part of that. For our part, a bill of liquidation/transfer Form 52 will protect our holdings on Monarch by temporarily assigning them to a pass-through entity once we drop our bomb on the board.
Oh. Okay, so he did say, he did mean ordinance and not, an ordinance and not ordinance.
Yes, I know. It's great.
Okay, because I was like, wait, what is this? I also like how Bot 52 really does sound like it'd be either things, because American bureaucracy likes to sex up all their, dialect.
It's a 52 form. What is it? You need to
So the
file
board
it.
will be getting their comeuppance.
Sort of. Really, we're just going to blackmail them into offering us a seat at the table.
But really, whatever gets you excited about the idea. It's definitely a firm middle finger.
It is. You can get behind that.
That's what I like to hear. I have reason to believe that one of the other corporations is operating on Monarch.
Oh.
Illegally and in secret.
Mr. Nandi may be correct. If the masses learn that the board disregards their own ordinances, it'd give rise to dissent. MSI could use this information to their advantage.
If we can find proof, I can use that as leverage to encourage certain powers that be to accept our Bolt 52 and reinstate us on the board.
Sanjo, you sly dog.
You really think so?
Yeah.
I admit, I've been hatching this scheme for quite some time.
Okay, well
I
now
just
it
needed
makes sense
someone
that no one
capable
went
to
ventured
help me
out to
carry
trek
it
this
out.
thing from his guards, 'cause he
If
probably
someone is
didn't want to-
operating here, then Catherine's almost certainly supplying them out of Fallbrook. Perhaps she could be convinced to tell you where they are.
I know how to make people talk.
Oh, I imagine you do. But as much as I love your can-do attitude and dangerous gravitas, Catherine handles all of our shipments. So it would be best if you could leave her in one piece. Is that how you people put it?
Yes, it is. Watch it with the you people.
Once you, subtly work out where this corporate facility might be, bring back proof of its operation. Maybe some nice letterhead. Or someone working there. That would do it.
Infiltrate secret corporate base, kidnap the staff. Sure, easy.
A foolproof plan if I ever heard one. I'll leave the execution to you.
No, I wasn't being sarcastic. It sounds very easy for me.
If you
I'm
were in
quite
charge,
powerful now that I
would
gain
you keep the board around?
percent of my health
course.
back every time I kill
Even
someone.
with all their
Now
faults,
that I
they are the
heal
best
from my
chance to maintain order
bloodlust,
in
I've
colony.
become an unstoppable
I
mass
suppose I can
murderer.
appreciate the structure of things. Long as the folks at the top have got the
yes.
right heads on their
Right.
shoulders.
But you know something as well? Here's the funny thing. I was thinking of doing like a second run through as like of Haze, because that might change a lot of the stuff with the choices. I suspect that my character isn't going to side with the iconoclasts anyway, because I don't like anarchists. If you think I don't like anarchists, then Over Haze is different.
Honestly, I don't think an Urvar Haze playthrough would be that interesting in this game.
Probably be about the same actually.
Yeah, that's the thing is, like, it would be the same, but sometimes you're just a dick, and that really would be the only difference.
Yeah, that's true. But I can't think of a
basically
character who would side with iconoclasts, given what you tell. Which is probably the
mean,
problem.
No, it's fine. Just judge the iconoclasts buy your own stuff.
Well,
But yeah, I'm okay. I'm mostly just going off of. I thought they were really, really dumb, and you have less of a tolerance for that kind of stuff than I do.
You're right. I do have very low tolerance for idiots.
So I'm just assuming you're going to hate them, honestly.
Here's the thing. I don't have a problem with like political illiteracy or like people who don't know their politics. I have a problem with people who like to preach a lot of politics without knowing anything. Which even I haven't
They're
met
not
any
even
of their...
like. Here's the thing: is like the iconoclasts don't. I can't figure out what their politics are supposed to even be.
I hear those rich people in the
It's just like no, it's just like it's like a weird vague. It's just kind of like a weird vague we don't like authority. Okay, so you're gonna organize in like no, we just don't like authority. That's our only defining characteristic.
Well, I didn't know you meant Sterner.
But yeah, like, it's not even like you could have done like okay, they're like I don't know, I feel like there are legitimate like they could have like actually done like an anarchist faction and like the problems that would have come with that and everything, and instead they just chose to go no, we're just stupid and we don't have any ideas.
The only thing about the anarchists I know is that there's like a book of like economic theory that one of the guys has to show off and it's just not open.
No, that's Felix. That's your companion.
That's Felix.
It's the most interesting thing. It's the most interesting thing about him.
That sounds like the most interesting. That's the thing. Apparently, he's the revolutionary one, but he's like, oh, I didn't notice that at all.
No, but
he
see,
seems
here's
like a
the
cunt
thing.
who punches Foreman in the face.
No, but see, that's the thing. Is that feels like the message of the game, basically. Is that big evil corporations are wrong, but also people who say they don't like big evil corporations are all stupid and don't read books, and only people in the middle are correct.
Oh shit! There's a whole bunch of people here.
Good day to you.
Hello. Hello.
Like in that point where I'm like saying
stars,
like
my poor heart.
I'm like with whole
Sorry, I
like
didn't
just
insult
how
you.
good like
Most people don't.
like just how good Stellar
Besides,
Industries is
this place
portrayed
is
is like
enough to try
it
anyone's
kind of
nerves.
feels like that's just the message of the game basically.
Well, it might have something to do with the Microsoft acquisition of Obsidian, but that's story for another.
Yeah, that's for another.
Where should I begin? With the
I feel
oversized
like that honestly has a lot to do with
board was
because
right.
this feels like it has a lot
This place
of
isn't fit for human habitation. I was a
checklisty
fool
kind
for
of things.
staying.
Like just the number of companions feels very checklisty, especially
They just
because
had to
half
stay in the first place.
Sanjar, of course. He had all these glorious ideas about how he'd run Monarch. Rest periods between every work shift. No shift more than 10 hours long.
10 hours?
You company folk are all the same. Choose to stay, then complain about the choice you've made.
How was I supposed to know it'd turn out like this?
The signs were there, honestly.
It all sounds wonderful. Until you realize there's only a few centimeters of repurposed steel between you and the deadliest creatures in the galaxy.
You got negativity for...
I'm not even finished. Add that to the supply shortages, thanks to being cut off by the board.
Look, you might not be better off, but I can tell you, it can always be worse.
I see you stuck around.
Ever thought about leaving?
Only every day. But in case
Is
you
Hey,
haven't
Chef
noticed,
Raymond gonna be
you don't
a
exactly get
companion
ships
of
on a
mine
regular
from this
basis,
dialogue
yours
line I've had,
notwithstanding.
Same with Felix.
And even if I did scrape together enough to buy passage out with sublight, which would mean reaching Fallbrook without getting eaten, shot, or dissolved in...
Like you got stabbed.
Well, thank you for reminding me. Lucky you.
Well, you have a name, so it should be important somewhere down the line, but it's kind of bitched at me. And I make a practice of not telling people who cook my food that they're an asshole.
Yeah. It's a good policy.
Whee! Whee!
Wait until you see how much this jackass charges for a casserole.
100 bits.
No. Well,
1,000 bits.
no. Well,
Low or higher?
higher, I think, unless I'm
2,000.
remembering wrong. I believe it's like 2,000 bits for this casserole that you're gonna have to make at some point.
Ah. Well, it better be a good casserole, and no one else is having any.
No, you're not even getting it for yourself.
Why would I buy it? Why would I pay for that then? Oh, hold on. Now that I've saved the game, just save again.
But yeah, like
Excuse me. Hold on. Sorry, I just wanted to do that. He was whining about how he's separated from the glory and culture of the board and space and I just wanted to shoot fucking hipster.
Shoot him in the fucking face with a machine gun.
Well, that was fun. Hopefully, maybe I'll be able to play again before I head off to the States, but if not, I guess we'll continue when I'm back in 4 months. I hope this is enough content for now, and we actually talked about our thoughts on the game, which is good.
Now you need to edit this down so it's not 5-hour videos.
No.
I mean, just cut it into, like, just pull a dark side fill, cut it into, like, 6 pieces.
Maybe. Good night, everyone.
Hello there, my fellow